What's going on, everybody? This is the Return to the ZaKa podcast for episode number 2. Today, we're going to be discussing a little bit about Dark Souls 2 with the recent 12-minute gameplay trailer, and a little bit about RPGs. And today, we have a special guest, The Fury, who, for people who don't know, he is a YouTube user who makes YouTube music videos. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, word. And obviously, the host of the ZaKa podcast, we have Tokyo Bassist.
Yo, 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 yo!
So,
what's up, everybody?
So to start off, what did you guys think of that 12-minute gameplay trailer?
Oh man, I had to change my underwear, man. It was just delicious. It was just screaming. Like, I mean, it was an awesome trailer, man, or gameplay trailer, I should say, man. It really made me change up my opinion on a lot of things. So. Yeah,
dude. I remember when I heard the words from the new, I guess, director or person help producing Dark Souls 2. He was like, he wants to make the series less obtuse. I was so scared that they were gonna dumb some things down about the game, but seeing that trailer just took any of those bad expectations I had and just threw them out the window.
You know, I was quite satisfied.
Bro, you saw the freaking dude with the axes, and he just threw them at your face, and your face split open. I was like, yo!
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of interesting things going on in that game. I mean, you know, coming from, you know, all of us have played the original Dark Souls and of course, Demon Souls, I'm sure.
Yeah, dude.
But it was,
I remember Demon Souls, bro. That game was so good.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
You know, just from looking at the trailer, like, you could tell the graphics took a big improvement. Like, especially when they were kind of showing off the fur armor, how the fur was just kind of just waving in the air and stuff like that. I was just like, ooh, this is pretty.
Yeah, the game's apparently running on like a new engine from scratch, mainly to fix up a lot of the frame rate issues.
Wait,
Blighttown people.
Wait a minute. Did you say a new engine that was made from scratch? Did you hear that, game developers? They're not using Unreal Engine 3. Oh my god, I've never heard of that before.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it still uses like the Havoc's physics engine, but that I'm not even quite sure about that, because I mean, we'll start talking into the meat of this stuff. So like, first off, this 12-minute trailer, you know, we obviously saw there is a graphical improvement. Not so much as like the graphics themselves actually look better, but more so like the physics of like the clothes, like the animations, the way they walk and stuff. You know, the combat actually even feels like it's even more weightier. I don't know, man. Something that impresses me about the Souls series in general is how every game manages to have like gameplay continuity, but it has like this, every game's felt different so far, in like really subtle ways. And I feel like, I don't know, this game's about to do the same thing where it's like delivering something completely different. I mean, hell, I even noticed the humanity counter is gone. Yeah. And based on this trailer or gameplay footage, I've noticed that they're alluding to a lot of things with this game being kind of a prequel. I feel like, I feel like you're going to the painted world of Aramis. I mean, there's a shit ton of fucking dragons everywhere in that one part of the trailer where he's on the bridge. And, you know, as we know in Dark Souls, the original one, all the dragons are all but dead.
Yeah.
So
and I remember before we even did this podcast, we were talking with Nick over here, Fury, and how it looks like the back of an Orlando.
Yeah, the back of it, or like the painted world of Aramis or something. I mean, you're going to some place. I mean, they showed off some place called like the Mansion of the Dragons, where that big bonehead dragon like attacked you. I don't know, dude. This game looks like it's going to actually be something very interesting, or at least different, and stay true to the Soul series. And one of my personal requests that I've been asking for in games lately, better AI.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about that shit when, like, the enemies, like, the way they reacted to the dude and stuff? Like, what do y'all think?
Oh, man, I was pumped, because I was like, wow, these enemies actually give a damn.
Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. I jumped out my seat, and I was like, ooh. I liked how, if you screw with that little rat Cyclops thing in the jail cell, he'll bust through the wall and try to attack you. I'm like, that was sick. Like I've been thinking for a while. I'm like, you know what games haven't really done enemies busting through walls like that aren't scripted or whatever. Because you have the
Yeah.
games where you just walk by and it's like something happens and the enemy will bust through. But like there was never a game that I played where you could like provoke an enemy enough where they'll just be like, yo, fuck this, and just break shit and then try to get to you. You know what I'm saying? And I was like,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
You have like those turtle guys too in that really dark area, which we should mention. Like actually, like the torch mechanic, being able to triple or wield 3 things in one hand.
Yeah.
That was fucking something new. So I mean, for seasoned players, I feel like it's going to add a lot more options. We're going to be able to do a lot of crazy shit in terms of combination of things.
Speaking of what you said before about subtlety, how the games have subtly changed the way they handled, I feel like this is going to be the biggest jump for gameplay because not only is there, like you just said, 3 weapons per hand or whatever, which can drastically change how the metagame plays for Dark Souls Online PvP. One of the biggest things is like when you said about the hall or the museum of the dragons, how they want to focus on some levels being more about suspense rather than just throwing a bunch of enemies at you.
They actually mentioned that in an interview recently. They were saying that this game will have horror elements in it. I was like, fuck yeah, because Dark Souls actually has good atmosphere to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I'm not gonna lie, I still play Tomb of the Giants and kind of shaking my boots because it's so fucking dark. And them skeleton beasts aren't any joke, dude. Like, they will stomp your nuts in.
Oh, yeah.
What really makes the game terrifying in some aspects is just the lore behind it. You know, you're not really given much of anything about, you know, whom and what, but it's just like the weird lore behind it, you know, what people say and
the item descriptions and stuff, too.
Yeah, you know, what NPCs will tell you, too. It's just like, oh, man, I mean, I know this is an RPG, but still.
Yeah, there's a real passive story that unfolds throughout Dark Souls. And I don't even feel like there's truly, like, a big, elaborate story. It's one of the very few examples, and, you know, we did talk about this last episode, you know, subtlety in Japanese games and storytelling, and Japanese narratives. And I felt like Dark Souls, they have a lot of extra, you know, kind of esoteric things going on as far as, like, how they, like, explain the story and what the story is. But, I mean, the main story itself is always pretty clear-cut. It's just, like, this is the journey, pilgrimage of the undead for at least Dark Souls 2.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, you know, even in Dark Souls 1, it was like, you know, the chosen undead from the undead asylum's gonna basically, you know, rekindle the fire, fucking usher in the Age of Dark. That's the basic story. Everything in between that, you're just finding out about the world. What happened, you know, what's about to happen. Shit like that. Like, that's what kind of fills in the world and, like, what's going on. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting game. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're learning about other character stories, and then it just kind of gives this world this feel of, like, doom and I don't know. And
you just get lost in it because, I mean, like, once the game starts, it's like, this is you. This is your destiny. Go the fuck over there, all right? Just stay over there. Go that way. And then, like, you know, while you're walking and stuff, it's like, oh, man, this, like, a talking mushroom? What? You know, like, what's going on here? You know, I'm a giant wolf with a sword, and then, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Because the damn game said, stick to the path, man.
And, you know, it's amazing how every part of that game, like, the lore actually ties into your gameplay.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh no, I think that's awesome, man. Like, it's like it reminds me a lot of BioShock 1 in that sense that it's like they didn't really throw in too much shit in the game that really doesn't have anything to do with, like, if it doesn't have like a narrative purpose, plot purpose, or like actual purpose within the world or whatever, they won't really use it. Everything just ties together. I don't know. It's one of the very few things you don't see in games too often. I think it's bold.
Yeah, it's one of those games that stuck to its guns, you know? It's like it didn't try to do some weird mock-up cop-out and just be like, here, let me attract some people that don't know about me.
Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, talk about that trash.
Yeah.
Or fucking Skyrim job. Man, look here. Oh, man.
You know my favorite thing about you is, dude, like how you're about to say something, you go, hey, look here, man, and there's just a slight pause, and then you go into your rant. Like, it's just like this process you go through. It's mad funny.
Dude, I'm just.
It's like he acts like we're listening or something. Nah.
Oh my god! But speaking of the whole subtle changes and everything, one thing I noticed in the trailer, you can heal while you walk now. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's actual items now, like there was in Demon Souls, like the healing grass kind of, but they call it the drop stone or the drop stone of healing or something like that. Apparently the Estus Flask are still in the game, but I mean, there's actually going to be 2 different health items. So I'm assuming the way that I'm thinking, this is the guys that made the Souls games. They're assholes. So they're probably going to let you have a lot of health items, or at least give the casuals a lot of fucking health items, and then come up with more inventive and creative ways to deflower your sphincter.
Oh man. But
just to open up your butthole, dude. Just straight up.
The game looks so good. Oh my god. And you know me, I don't get hyped for games that often, man. Like, well, I mean, I think for us Soul fans at least, like, it really was like a sign of relief because, you know, like you mentioned earlier, accessibility, the buzzword, you know, accessibility. You just think about the most terrible shit. You're talking about a lobotomy of a game. You're not talking about actually, like, making it better. Yeah.
You're talking about lobotomizing a game. How to strip down everything that's complex about the game and just look at what the inner guts are. Okay, here's the heart of it. Here's the brain. Here's the, that's what you're kind of looking at, it, the anatomy of the game. And then you kind of throw back everything on, and then eventually dress it,
Yeah.
But
Publishers
I don't know.
Like,
sometimes they just dress these motherfuckers in just ridiculous drag queen shit. Most of the time, it's like they're just taking like a hot woman and just turn into just Big Dick Fred, man. Like a better word, just fucking Big Dick Fred. Like, it's like, what happened to you?
Yeah, like these publishers are just like, well, fuck, man. I mean, it's cool and all, but it just doesn't fit in.
Yeah, my goodness.
When I hear the words accessibility, like accessibility or whatever, and I think of, the change of dumbing the game down, paving a yellow brick road for the player, highlighting items, but then they use the word obtuse. So now it's just like, maybe it'll be different. But then I thought, these guys are the guys who do Dark Souls. They're a bunch of assholes. So maybe they're just changing and playing with their words, and they're going to make it a lot easier for casuals. And I was just like, no, please don't. I will give up on gaming.
Well, the funny thing is, one of the things that I actually noticed in the gameplay that was accessible, or more accessible, you guys noticed that the item drops are more like bright.
Yeah.
They're obnoxiously bright. So I was just like, well, don't say you didn't see that item. Speaking of which, can I just mention this real quick?
Go right ahead.
FromSoft, y'all fucked up on this patch for Dark Souls, all right? I don't know why you decided to patch this new patch that you just released, but you gotta fix it, man. It's causing so much graphical problems, dude. Like, honestly, unless you angle the camera in, like, certain ways, sometimes you can't even see the glow from the item, like, when enemies drop stuff.
What did they patch this time? Did they change, like, the freaking metagame again? I
don't know. I don't fucking care because the game's, like, actually flickering. Like, it's screen tearing and shit. Like, the last hallway you go through, like, where you go through, like, the killing of the flame to get there?
Yeah.
Or the first flame? That hallway has, like, graphical flickers and shit. Like, you'll just, like, keep on, like, twitching and shit. I don't know. And, like, bonfires will just, like, not appear and shit, like the fire. It's weird, man. Just, like, it makes the game obnoxious to play.
See what patches do, people.
You broke a completely fine working game. And this is the funny part. This is a problem that used to be in the game when the first Artorias of the Abyss DLC came out. This was a problem that was only in the Artorias of the Abyss section of the game. Now it's happening throughout the whole fucking game.
Dude, it's AIDS. AIDS has took over Dark Souls. This is bad. It's just spreading, son.
Yeah, and FromSoft, listen to me. Just please fix this. Namco Bandai, I don't give a damn. You broke a game that was working perfectly fine. Stop patching it. The metagame's fucked anyway, okay? Like, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with the bullshit. You just make sure the game works.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Back on topic, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. You put your 2 cents in. But yeah, dude, Dark Souls 2 looks hype. One thing that I thought was kind of, like, cool, yet kind of weird, was those stone tablets where if you hit them, they light up certain areas and stuff like that. I mean, like, maybe that's what they also meant by less obtuse. It gives, like, new players, like, a way to, like, access different parts of the level, like, a lot easier without having to hold a torch or something. I don't know. Like, what did you guys think about that?
I felt like it was just kind of this weird, obscure thing they had going on where it was like, because you know how in the game itself, I guess when you'd access certain areas, you'd either like step on like uh, a panel floor or pull a switch or whatever.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were trying to go for this approach to where, you know how they were like, oh, it's going to be a little bit more, I guess user friendly in certain ways. It seemed like that face was just kind of like, well, it just sticks out there. I should go over to it. It might have something, or I might have, might do something.
Like, when I saw that in the trailer, I'm like, this sticks out a little too much.
Yeah, the design of it is definitely kind of weird, but I can see its gameplay purpose. Like, I don't know, I see a lot of possibility. Like, I see it as a challenge if you want to just go through it in the dark, or if you light up the area, you might actually be able to see things that you weren't able to see before and access different paths that you weren't able to. Like, I think they can do a lot of dynamic things whether you actually use it or not. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those things that's just there to just make the game easier or whatever. Like,
maybe there's some lore behind the item. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
There always will be, I feel like.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Sorry about that.
No, I was just going to say maybe it's there because it's like maybe it's a midpoint, because who knows? I mean, the game could offer like a lot of expansiveness. Like there could be a lot of things to explore and cover, and maybe that little face stone tablet, whatever, is like a waypoint.
The Legends of the Hidden Temple face.
Yeah.
I'm curious though as to what this apparent vehicle stuff's gonna be though. Like, there's two questions I actually have so far for FromSoft, and hopefully this gets answered kind of in the upcoming months and stuff. One, I wonder how they're going to redo the Covenant system, because I feel like that's going to play a big part of the multiplayer this time, because I noticed the humanity counter wasn't there nearby on your health bar anymore. So I was like, okay, well, this could probably have something to do with the Covenant or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe they don't exist.
Well, I mean, they said that they're redoing the Covenant system or something akin to that. Like,
okay.
And I feel like that's actually going to play into the multiplayer a bigger part, because what they're aiming for in Dark Souls was kind of cool with the Covenants. It was just restricting it to, like, certain areas being, like, come on now. We know, like, Darkmoon Covenant is pretty much useless, because once you go to Orlando and get done with it, you're pretty much never going back there again.
Unless you want to grind and level up, because those Silver Sentinels, man, they gave you a lot of experience points, and they were easy as to kill.
He's got a point. I do grind there a lot.
That's my favorite grind spot, bro. Like, I would take down 7 Silver Sentinels, and I'm like, okay, I do this 3 more times, and I leveled up. It was like easy level ups, dude.
Well, I'm just saying, like, point taken. But, like, Forest Covenant's clearly, like, better than others, you know what I'm saying? Because more people pass through that area, I feel like. I don't know.
Not even the fact that, certain covenants are like, oh, you only pass through this area once, you don't go back to it. Because, I mean, you can go back to the area anytime you want. It's a very open world game, which is why I prefer Dark Souls over Demon Souls, because it's not linear, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I can explore areas whenever the hell I want and, like, just enjoy the scenery of the game. Yet, going back to episode 1, I prefer to look at scenery and just the way games look artistically. Like, it just looks like a great environment, you know what I'm saying? It looks like a great game.
The captivating of a game, it just
draws
you in.
What I'm trying to get at is, like, I feel like certain covenants were just useless than others, not because they were in a faraway place that you only get to go once, like, let's say Ash Lake, because some people just miss Ash Lake in general. I'm talking about, like, the Dragon Covenant. Like, how long does it take you to get to, like, the highest level to that? Because to get the dragon teeth or whatever takes fucking forever, and the Covenant doesn't provide you that much, like, doesn't provide anything beneficial that much, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it provides some stuff, but, like, compared to, let's say, like, the Dark Wraith Covenant, where it gives you the Dark Hand, you could just steal tons of humanity from people.
But it's also slow as fuck and not very practical, to be honest with you. Even if you use slow. That's one of those things where you actually have to have another fucking friend with you online to actually make it really effective. Like, I mean, It's good. It can be useful. I'm just saying, but I get your point. Like, there are other more useful items, like
Yeah, or just
that
useful
you get.
covenants in general. Like, I mean, like if you're like a pyromancer and you have like the covenant where the spider girl is, you get a lot of pyromancy spells. You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
mean, if you that, and at the very end, like you can unlock like the shortcut to Lost Islet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, is not very useful. But I mean, if you're trying to speedrun the game, I can see where that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, one thing I do hope too is they don't chop up they don't make the first half of the game too fucking linear. Like, I know, like, I already know the first half of the game, you know, the very beginning at least is obviously going to be a tutorial, so it's going to be linear. All the Souls games have been that way up to this point. I'm not going to hate on it for that. But I am kind of worried that, like, the game's going to be too linear at points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you're saying because now that you mention it, they are putting a big budget into this game because you know they're using a new engine, and so I guess they have to rake in the money somehow.
A lot of the whole point of them redoing the engine was just to fix the frame rate issues though that plagued both the 360 and PS3 version. It's just I don't know, like Blighttown, man. You know, I know a lot of people even have complaints about it. I personally am one of those dudes that get in and get the fuck out. I don't like exploring Blighttown that much.
Yeah.
But for those that do like to explore, man, I'm sorry for y'all because that's like that area is like almost unplayable at points, dude. Because it's like not only is it hard to navigate, but you're also fucking combating the game, dude. Like nothing's worse than fucking having to battle the game too. Like, you know, the game just doesn't want to work properly.
It's hard enough when you know you go in there and the game is just dark as fuck, pitch black,
and raping you with dark
and
guys.
you got enemies all over the place, and then on top of that, you're on these narrow pathways that you can fall off, and the game's just like it's just you know flickering out on you and just glitching out. And it's just like you know
only a man whose ass is narrow can walk down these steps.
Fuck Blighttown, man. Like you said before, people who like to explore, will hate Blighttown. Hello. I cannot fucking stand that level. Like, I'll go through it, and I'll be like, ugh, this level. Because I've beaten a game, like, 2 times already, and I'm trying to go through a 3rd playthrough just so I can do, like, the DLC and shit. But, like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk down this bridge. Oh, look at this dog. It's cute. It sniffed me. I fell off the bridge. Really? Like, did that seriously just happen? Or sometimes you'll just randomly slide off part of the bridge, or just like freaking. You know, what's the biggest annoyance? It's like how those damn little hooded figures camouflage with the wood, and just the overall like color of the levels. You never see them, and you always get poisoned while you're getting barricaded by like 8 dogs and a fucking golem, and you're just like. And then you fall off the bridge anyway, so if you didn't get poisoned, raped by dogs, and raped by golem, you just fell off in the process while they're raping you as you're falling. It's just like, wow, like, I hate this town. I hate this level. Ooh.
And or raped by possibly squid.
Yeah, that zit tentacle fucking tumor thing, whatever it was. And you
Blighttown is just... if it didn't have the technical issues, man, like, I probably wouldn't be bitching about it as much. I mean, it's still fucking annoying, but it's infuriating. Like, borderline infuriating. Like, I just need to stop playing this game for a little bit. I need to put it down for a second. Like, type of areas. Like,
it's infuriating for me where I just want to, like... I don't know. I have, like, no joke to make. It's just, it makes me want to punch a small child right in the mouth. Like,
I don't know, Valley of Defilement, like, I mean, at least that was, like, I don't know, that place creeps me out, but just because, like, the lore behind it, but, I don't know, but it. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's kind of a sad ending to it, because it's like, you gotta go to the Maiden Estrella, it's just like, they worship this woman, man, like, down there, because she is the only one that actually cared about these freaks and ghouls and shit.
Yeah.
Thrown away babies and shit. She's the only one that cared for them, dude. And then, that's why the motherfuckers are just like, man, kill whoever comes in here trying to kill her. And her bodyguard, man, he was pretty much the actual boss of the level. Like, he came after your ass. He was like, all right, you ain't hurting my fair lady. Like, he was after him, dude. But Yeah, Valley Defilement, I feel like was more memorable. Blighttown is memorable for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. It's just the amount of frustration and controllers you break during playing that game.
All the frustrating ass areas are near that area too. I mean, the Hollow, dude. I'm sorry. Fuck that area too, dude. The Hollow, getting down that tree is so hard. Like,
oh man, it was. I mean,
dude.
I didn't think getting down the tree was hard. I just thought the
mushroom,
the creatures that cursed you were hard.
Oh, the basilisks. Yeah.
They're not that bad if you like.
No. Dude, they can rape you quick.
Yeah, if you just like rush in there, but if you know how to like work the AI in a sense, like if you take like one step and one is activated and you just rush off real quick, one will just come at you. You kill him, walk a little bit forward more, then the second one will come at you. You just gotta like know how to manipulate them, because like if you just like run in, they'll all be like, "Sup, I'm gonna curse you," and you're like, "Damn it, now I have like limited HP." But
yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, you can make them fall off and kill themselves.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
They're like, "Oh no."
Yep.
They just die.
Dude, we've been talking about Dark Souls 1 for a long time. Where were we about Dark Souls 2? Yeah. Oh, yeah, the vehicles. What do you guys feel about that? Like, what do you guys think is going to happen with that?
I don't, like, saying they're going to put vehicles in the game, it just makes me think that the game's going to be twice as big as Dark Souls 1. Like...
You go to different regions or something.
You're going to go to different regions, and it's going to be huge. So sometimes you're going to need, like, a horse and buggy. Or, like...
There's going to be pit stops, man. There's going to be fucking pit stops and fucking whatever, dude.
There better be whorehouses. That's all I gotta say.
Man, then you kill the horse and get your money back. Just like in Grand Theft Auto.
You get your souls back.
You pay this bitch in souls. Yo, you want 5 souls for a Hummer. But yeah, sorry to go off tangent about the whole Dark Souls 1 discussion because we got really into level design and we're just like, brr. So, but yeah, no, like the vehicles, I could see like a horse and buggy. I could see chariots. I could see like sky levels where you can like use like a glider or something to travel from like tower to tower. I could see that being something. Maybe dragons and like sky levels too. Like you can command a dragon just for that.
Tame a dragon. No.
I don't know.
What is this fucking Skyrim, dude? Fucking Dragonborn.
Yeah.
But hey guys, you gotta get into that Dragonborn.
But that's only, I can't really like guess like what kind of vehicles they're gonna put in the game.
That sounds like a '90s cartoon.
What, Dragonborn?
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn sounds like the name of a Dragon Force album. Dragon Force is Dragonborn.
The fact that they made an album called Ultra Beatdown. Yo, anybody listening to this podcast, if you like Dragon Force, better cut that shit out right now, boy. I'm telling you. They're talented musicians, but god damn it, dude. That music is just like, they could do better. They're too talented to be playing the same fucking shit all the time, dude.
I mean, overall, we're saying that we don't hate Dragon Force. We fucking hate their guts.
No, but you know it's bad when they're like, when Ultra Beatdown was coming out, and they go, "Hey, Mr. Lead Singer guy, what do we expect from this new album?" Same shit. There you have it, folks.
Next question, please. You in the back.
That's fucking terrible. Same shit. Different cover.
Oh my god. And what kind of name?
Dragon Farce.
Dragon shit.
Dragon shit. Yeah, dude. Dragon Farce, Dragon shit. Fucking what else? Fuck Dragon Force. Moving on. Back to fucking Dark Souls. And by the way, if you guys like metal, I highly recommend listening to Symphony X and playing Dark Souls at the same time. It's awesome. I'm telling you, it is badass. But I digress. Yeah, Dark Souls 2. What other things can we talk about this game other than like the whole weighted combat, the fact that there's 3, they're actually made dual wielding very effective. You can parry, the new countering or knocking enemies or projectiles out the way. That's something new. You got
lighting effects with fire and stuff like that. Destructible environments.
Destructible environments.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something I want to like suggest. It's not like what's in the game as of yet. Maybe, I don't know. But you were talking about how like I don't know if we got this on the recording or not, or if this was just I just don't remember. I know we talked about this at one point, but how Dark Souls 1, like you felt like the only flaw with that game is like with the starting classes, there was not really much of a difference. in the long run when you're building up your character because they end up just coming out the fucking same anyway. The only difference is the beginning when you start out with them for the first couple, like, you know, moments of the game, and then once you start leveling up your character, they pretty much all kind of like blend in with each other.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like certain classes should come with a character trait. Like if you pick the thief, he should have the ability to parry stuff a lot quicker than, let's say, a pyromancer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like there should actually be unique passive abilities you can only get when you start off with a character class, or it should actually play to a benefit. Like if you said, for example, class barter, you should be able to get items for cheap, or actually have like the special ability of bargaining with fucking NPCs for items and stuff. People. Because, you know, like Dark Souls feels a lot like Skyrim in that sense, like the way they dealt with it. You know, we were talking about that earlier. It was like, you know, Skyrim kind of took away that whole aspect that you pick a character class and that's how your character is going to feel and play like. You know what I'm saying? When you pick that, you know, you fucking start out with alchemy and some jack-off can basically be just as good as you because there's no real benefit to starting off as alchemy. Mm-hmm. That's my point. Everybody starts becoming a jack of all trades. I know some fucking turd's gonna comment, "Oh no, it's not." Shut the fuck up, okay? Just shut the fuck up and just listen, okay? But anyway, yeah. What were we talking about? Yeah, Dark Souls and then Skyrim. I'm sorry, dude.
He's so into it, he just forgot.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the zone right now.
You just got so tight at like freaking people going, man, this is different. You just got like, ooh, befuddled.
he's just like, fuck that dude. Yeah, who was I talking about?
Yeah, razzle dazzle.
Dazed and confused.
Take a sip.
Yeah, I did. Extra sweet tea. Trade winds. Real brewed. Yeah, they capitalized all the letters in brewed.
Freaking brutal.
Yeah, brutal. This is a brutal tea. Okay. We need to focus, people. We need to get this back on track.
Yeah, maybe we should just talk about like you know, Dark Souls 1 and 2 in general. How they are as RPG games.
Or actually, you know what? We didn't talk about Demon Souls at all yet. Like that, not that much into it. Like, what'd you guys think of Demon Souls compared to Dark Souls? That's something I want to ask you guys.
It took me a while to get into the first time. I'll tell you that. I had to play Dark Souls to truly get into the games.
Yeah.
It's not that Dark Souls is easier by any means. I just feel like it has more of this aesthetic to it. Like, I don't know, it's so fucking just beautiful, dude, to look at. I'm telling you, like, that is one of the most atmospheric games I've ever fucking played this gen, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was pretty confused with Demon Souls. Like, I'm on
that's
the same
thing.
Page.
Like, where to go?
In Tokyo, I had to play Dark Souls to actually get into Demon Souls because I was like, what the fuck? And then when I played Dark Souls, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, like Demon Souls makes a lot more sense because I feel like, if anything, and you might agree with me on this, Fury, maybe you feel the same way. You had to play Dark Souls to kind of get your actual skill level up with like chops and stuff, like actually playing that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then Demon Souls actually, I feel like, has a better combat system personally. I think it's faster. I feel like the rollout attacks are actually a lot better in that game. I feel like they're shit in Dark Souls. That's a big difference. Parrying works different too. Like the parry window is ridiculous in Demon Souls.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
Yeah, so it's a lot more looser on Demon Souls, but it's a lot faster. It's more arcade-ish. So we had the chops to back up Demon Souls, but Demon Souls is still convoluted as fuck to play.
It was convoluted because the conveyance of the game is just really shitty. Like, when you're playing the first level, you'll go through like the first 2 stages, and then you can't pass this invisible wall, and it's like, take down this thing. But it just says this thing, and you don't know where the fuck you're supposed to go after that. Yeah, the Archdemon. I'm like, I don't want you to pave the road to me, but if you go, this Archdemon is red, I would assume, must be red as in either he's tight about Resident Evil 6 sucking so bad, or he must be a fire archdemon or something like that. Like, let's go check in the fire area. You know what I'm saying? Like, a slight hint, because all games give somewhat of a hint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because, like, I mean, it did get ridiculous, because it's like, okay, yeah, like you said, you try to look for the archdemon, and then at that point, okay, after you beat the game, people, for those of you that aren't accustomed to the Souls game, let's explain to them real quick about, like, Dark Souls, or Demon Souls, I'm sorry about. With Demon Souls, you actually have to beat bosses to actually be alive, interact with other players, stuff like that, to actually get into the multiplayer mode. So it encourages you to actually really be careful.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're talking about right now is once you beat the first level of the game, like the actual first boss in the first world.
Second boss in the first world.
No, because the tutorial doesn't count.
No, the first boss is the phalanx.
Yeah, once you beat him.
He's a tutorial?
No, he's the first level.
No, because the level after that you have to fight the giant soldier, and that's where you can't surpass anything else. You go across the bridge.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying but what I'm trying to get at is once you beat the first boss of the first boss phalanx people, for the other levels open up. So after that point, and you have the option of going back to the Nexus. So for those of you like me, the moment that the level or that it told me I could return to the Nexus, I obviously went back and then found out you can level up and stuff like that. And then I found out all the other levels were open, so I tried out different levels. And dude, I'm just getting my fucking ass handed to me because I just assume, level 2, go to level 2 and whatnot. So it's just like we're talking about.
Specific about it.
Yeah, the specific point that we're talking about is that you beat the Tower Knight, this big soldier thing.
Yeah. Tokyo, your mic keeps cutting out.
And
Tokyo.
Yeah.
Your mic keeps cutting out.
Yeah, that was weird. It sounds like you're underwater.
I'm underwater?
Yeah, it sounds like you're underwater.
Why does problems always fucking have to arise whenever something records? It's like nothing can ever go just smoothly. There's always gotta be that one fuck up. Like, ooh, now I'm tight.
All right. Well, where's it fucking up at?
No, it stopped. You were talking about something about like you said I got fucked up by this, and then it went.
You cut out.
Then you cut out, and then we tried to like say something, and you didn't come back, and you're just like blah, 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 cut out again for like 3 seconds, and you went blah blah blah. Blah.
We wanted to know what you got fucked by. But,
Yeah.
We couldn't have it.
Damn.
We were like, oh, could I get a taste?
What?
It was like, I know what you're saying because
I don't. He cut out.
Well, I understand where he was talking about how like the game, like he didn't figure out that he had to level up like once he got done with the tutorial level. Because I mean, the chick doesn't show up.
Like you got fucked over if you like. I got fucked by the fact that like the other levels opened up and like. I didn't really know, like, where to go. Like, I didn't know you had to, like, keep going down that path or whatever, because the first time I ever tried, I just got fucking raped, so I was like, I guess I'm not strong enough to get through here yet. You know what I'm saying? So I just tried another level, and then they're just like, no, you can't go to that level. I'm just like, well, fuck! And then I go to another level, and I'm just like, fuck!
Dude. I remember when they were like, go find the Archdemon. So I was like, I'm determined. I want to come back here and finish this level up because I'm like a completist like that. I like to do the first level before anything else. But since I was forced to leave the first level, I was like, all right, let's do this. So I go into the second stage and I'm playing. And I'm like, ooh, this is a giant monster. Are you the Archdemon? Kill it. No. Okay. Then I'm like, you know what? Let me try the third level because I don't think they would put an Archdemon in the second level. They're probably going to do something like really like just fucked up and put like the Archdemon like the later level. So I go into the third level, the prison, and I just see this little guard. I'm like, hey, maybe I can like get a clue from this guy. Hey, do you know where the Archdemon is? Tentacle raped in the face. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. Let me go on this one. Hey, do you know where the Archdemons are? A giant manta rays of lightnings of doom. I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on? And then my friend's like, oh, the Archdemon is the final boss of the second stage. I'm like, this is like Castlevania 2 all over again. Do I have to duck for 5 seconds to figure that shit out? Like, what the fuck do I have to do? So I went back to the second stage, did all that, and I was fine.
That's what annoyed me, though. It's just that whenever there's something kind of pivotal to the game where it's like, oh, you need to, like leveling up. Okay, you have to go to the Lady in Black, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
the Maiden in Black.
Yeah, the Maiden in Black. Well, you don't even know where she is unless you look for it. Now, if something were to pop up on the screen saying, "Oh, you need to find the Lady in Black to level up," cool, I can do that. But all you get is a loading screen that shows like a panel of every other character, and if you're lucky, she'll appear and tell you things. I didn't figure that out until
or you'll at least know what she fucking looks like.
See, I didn't have that problem because like I saw this girl with wax on her eyes. I'm like, yo, this bitch got a cute body. Damn that face. Let me talk to her real quick. And she's like, oh, you could level up. I'm like, oh, cool. I just talked to everyone to figure that one out. So like that wasn't really a problem.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether.
I
Got more
can't see
head than
shit.
she got body.
Yeah, she got that body, that big booty body.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I understand what you mean. But then again, the counter argument to that could be just like, oh, you're in a Nexus, just talk to everyone. However, what was really a big slap in the face is if you saved that one dude from the third level, the third stage, when you after you do the prison and the gargoyles bring you on top of like the bridges in the sky, you save that that chief guy, that dark chief, or whatever his name is, I forgot his name, and like you save him, and then, like after the game goes by, he starts killing off people in the Nexus. You know what I'm talking?
No, I don't know.
You don't know which character I'm talking about?
No, I haven't really gotten that far, but I mean,
It's like the Blood Chef or like Blood Chief or something like that. I forgot his character. Like he has like this dark armor. Like his armor is like 1 point of defense less than the standard knight armor, but like it has resistance to like bleed and poison or whatever. And then like you save him right before you go into the poison part of the level in the third stage. And I just then his name escapes me. But anyway, like if you leave him sitting in the Nexus for like a little longer, like he starts killing off people in the Nexus. Like you won't be able to store your weapons, and then he'll get to the Maiden in Black, and you won't be able to level up for the rest of the game. So like shit like that, it's just like, yo, really? But good thing I read up on him before I saved him. I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna kill him right now. I killed him and got his armor. I was like, yeah. So like shit like that, you don't figure out. Like that shit is just like, that's not like making the game difficult. That's just making you want to return the fucking game. Because let's say that happened and you saved him like much later on. You put like already 60 hours in this game. Would you really want to start over again? Like I'm not.
No, dude. Yeah. I'd actually go to the creators' house, from software headquarters and just like shoot everybody.
Listen, dude, don't do that because they'll just blame violence in video games for your cause of shooting them in the face, man. Don't do that.
I'm kidding, dude. That's sarcasm.
I know. I'm just saying, some viewers out there, since everything has to be handed out to people, we gotta have to be a little direct with that.
Poster! No, what was it? No. Rampage!
Yeah. This just in. Man kills company over game that has man killing company.
Dark Souls 2 delayed forever.
Delayed because of this fuckwad, and it's just your face with a giant afro, like sup, glasses and shit.
Actually, I don't have an afro anymore.
Yeah, you shaved that shit. But like, fucking, like that's just like. I understand, like, it appeals to, no, actually it doesn't appeal to anybody. The only people who would start over again are Diablo 2 players who played on hardcore. That's it. Because if that happened to me, if I was, 60, 70 hours into the game and I found out I couldn't level up anymore, I would be like, you know what? Fuck this game. It could suck my ass dry. Forget it. I'm done.
Diablo 2 players, what is that, 9 people?
Diablo 2? No, a couple thousand, actually.
Couple thousand.
Because Diablo 3 sucked. Diablo 3 was garbage. Are you kidding me? Like that game.
Couple thousand won't bring sales.
No, but Diablo 3 was fucking garbage. Not to go off tangent here. It's just I was so hyped for that game. I waited 5 years for that game. I know most people were waiting for 10, but I waited 5. I play the game out and I'm like, wait, what happened to the skill trees? Why is there a tier system? Wait a minute. Why can't I just find cool weapons? Why do I have to go to this auction house? What happened to everything? Why does it play World of Warcraft? And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Good thing I didn't buy it. I was just and now it's you people who like this shitty game, you can play it on the PS3 now. It's why would I waste my time? Fuck it.
I know we're still on Dark Souls and all that stuff. I wanted to talk about one thing that was kind of cool. The director for the game, he said, I apologize for using the word accessible so casually. Please understand, we will maintain the quality of Dark Souls. I just thought that quote just resonated a lot with me because I was just he wanted what he meant to say, and this is just one of those things that's lost in translation. He wanted to streamline away all the tediousness in his words.
Yeah.
So he said, I suppose. We want to cut away all the fat and deliver a lean, pure, challenging experience. Mm-hmm. So basically, he wants there to be a lot more different places you go to, not a lot of backtracking, and just actually like a game that just keeps going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a visceral ass game.
But
And he was saying like the difficulty is gonna spike pretty hard. He said the latter half of the game is gonna be very combat focused. Beginning of the game is gonna have more atmosphere in it.
all right.
Because he's trying to set up for a story. He's trying to like convey a story early on. That's why there's going to be like horror elements at the beginning, something more atmospheric. And then as the game keeps going on, as shit gets crazier, you know, I'm sure you're eventually going to start fighting a lot of dragons, dude. So like, you know, it's going to become more combat oriented towards the end of the game, and that's, I feel like, is going to be fun.
Like Skyrim.
But I mean, I don't mind that. No, man, fuck that, dude. Because I just feel like Dark Souls got more integrity than that shit, dude. But it's not so much that I'm mad at Elder Scrolls. I'm mad at Bethesda for being a bunch of fucking sellouts. Like, I'm sorry, people. Say what you will about my opinion about it. I mean, I'm sorry if it hurts bust your balls that much. But seriously, take a fucking hint. When people that have never fucking really cared about, just dogged on every Elder Scrolls game. Oh man, fuck Morrowind. Oh, fuck Oblivion.
Fuck
Skyrim's so amazing. And then you see fucking Chad, Brad, Cody, fucking whatever, some fucking frat bros and all this shit getting excited about this shit. And people that look like they would never fucking play those kind of games and their entire life are playing this game. That is a sellout game. I'm sorry, dude. Fuck you.
Well,
okay? Because, like, that is a niche game. Like, I mean, Elder Scrolls did a lot of cool things back then. Hell, watch Razor Fist's Elder Scrolls retrospective review. I'm not trying to do, like, a plug-in or whatever, you know, but I really encourage you guys to watch it because he actually breaks down the entire franchise down to a T. And he doesn't even dog on Skyrim. He does mention good things. He mentions a lot of bad things. It's just the way it is, man. I mean, I don't know, man. Hell, you guys can even try out Daggerfall for free if you want. Like, I mean, it's on Bethesda's website, I believe. It's free now. So, I mean, if you want to, you can try it out on there and just check out what even, like, the old games had to offer. I don't know, like...
What more can we offer? It's free.
Well, you know, Devil, I just don't, I just don't have the time, man.
No, man, the graphics so old, man. Can't play a game with bad graphics. Gotta be shiny, gotta be realistic. I gotta have good graphics. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Graphics.
Well, I trust EA with my life, so.
Sure.
No, but like.
You're funny, dude.
Now that we're just talking about RPGs in general, man, like what happened to RPGs? Like why is like elements of RPGs being bled into like a bunch of different genres of gaming? And like RPGs themselves are just like slowly, I wouldn't say fading away. They're just like changing into like not like they're just changing. Not like it's a bad thing. Like look at Borderlands. Borderlands is a Diablo 3. It's more Diablo 3 than Diablo 3 is. Let's be serious. Borderlands 1 and 2. But like freaking but like other games, you know, like oh, like freaking this game, oh, it has RPG elements, but it's an action game. It's like but just making an action game. I don't know. I feel like a lot of like traditional or just hardcore RPG games just don't come around as often.
Yeah, it's starting to give off the illusion of depth in a sense. Like it's a cheap way of just like being like, hey, look, skill points, depth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stats, depth. Like, I mean, that's cool, but I mean, it's not really thinking outside the box. I don't think it's not a matter of being insatiable, people. It's just a matter of like, I mean, don't they have standards? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they just kept the game industry has tried different things, you know, throughout as we kept going. It's just now they're just getting so complacent with like how to do things, and it's getting stale, you know. And that's why I'm just like, you know, think of other ways to, I guess, make skill trees. I guess. I mean, it's not necessarily these concepts are bad. It's just they're not doing anything interesting with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Aside from what's already been done, you know.
RPGs back then were just like they were pretty delicate about how they went about things. They were like, hey, you know, you go destroy this. You know, they took a nice suave approach to it. Where like, hey, you know, destroy this monster and you get these items. But here are your options. With these items. Now, a lot of these RPGs are like, kill shit so you can get shit. You little shit.
I get what you're saying. Like it's weird because when you see older games, like older RPG games, one trope, and this is me being completely unbiased about it. I like older RPGs like Chrono Trigger. Yeah, it has its fair share of grinding, which is the topic I'm about to get into. Grinding in a fucking RPG is old, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with grinding, per se, if it's for something on the side. When you have to grind for the sake of progressing the fucking narrative in a game, that becomes a problem for me. Because I feel like that shouldn't be something that's, like, completely arbitrary, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know, there should be some element of a challenge or some kind of, like, I guess you could say, punishment for not being of level or whatever with it, you know, just to keep the game interesting, you know what I'm saying? So you're just not, like, fighting whatever, just, you know, you fight, like, the final boss at, like, level 10 or something like that, just so something like that doesn't happen. But I don't know, man. They need to think of, like, more interesting ways to not, like, tie the narrative down because you have to, like, sit there and grind against, like, a fucking two types of enemies for, like, 5 hours just to get 8 levels.
I would have to agree and then disagree with your statement. Like,
I know. It's a half and half. It's a topic of discussion.
It's more of I don't mind grinding so much because, you know, I'm a big RPG player. Like, I love me some Shin Megami Tensei. It's my favorite RPG series. You know, Nocturne being my favorite one. Right after that, DDS 1 and 2, and I'm actually going to start playing SMT 2 pretty soon as well. But it's more of like, I don't mind grinding as long as the grinding in the main, like, you know, the main game isn't that long. Like FF6, like, oh, I'll have to grind here for a little bit. I'll grind for like a half an hour, 20 minutes, and I'll just go progress. But like, yeah, but if I have to grind for like 4 fucking hours to progress the main story, then it's just like, yo, this should just be saved for side quest missions, like side bosses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
and I'll tell you now,
I feel like when
kind of teetered on that shit, it walked on a thin line with it. And I dare say it, Final Fantasy X. The only reason it didn't do that is because I felt like the sphere grid was actually like, I don't know, that level up system was on point. But I digress. Keep going.
No, but like I just feel like when you take an RPG where the main game you have to grind like a shit ton, like, you know, just. I don't know if I can name any games off the top of my head that do that. I mean, like, the Sky kind of does that a lot with their side quests when it comes to finding items and fighting side bosses. But I know you can beat the main game in like 60 hours, but I'm pretty sure there's points where you have to grind for a while. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? But like, I just feel like there's a cheap way of making games longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, giving like these long grind points during the main gameplay, and I'm just like, yo, you could have just, you know, made the game shorter with a lot more side quests. You know what I'm saying? And then the game could have been the same exact length. Another thing, like, not to get off topic of grinding, you know, but a thing that bothers me is, like, when you play an RPG and they make the game longer, they add like this part in the main story that totally has nothing to do with the main story, and it'd be like, oh, we have to go fight this evil wizard who wants to take over the world and rape every single little child on this earth. While we're going on our main quest, let's go in his bakery shop. Oh no, guy's gonna steal some freaking chocolate horns. Let's grind out for 4 hours and then fight him because he's a hard guy. He throws chocolate horns at us and we're allergic. I don't know, like something stupid. They'll throw something stupid during the main path of a game, and there's no need for it. And I'm just like, why?
And a difficulty spike.
Why are you here? Get out. You're ruining the game for me right now. Just leave. Go away. Fuck your chocolate horns. Eat that shit in the closet by yourself because no one wants to see your ugly ass. The fuck out. Like, ooh.
Jeez. I mean, I agree with Hito, and I disagree with Brandon. I mean, I'm sorry, Tokyo. But at the same time,
exposed.
But then I agree with Tokyo, if that makes sense. But anyway, I do think that, you know, grinding, I think it has like it's like a necessary. I feel like it's kind of necessary in RPGs like that because it's like it's there, it's what we know, you know, it's like it's what you see, but at the same time they should also make, you know, they want you to grind. They should also at least make some interesting sort of side quests to where you can grind. I mean, there's nothing wrong with adding both either. It's just like if you want to grind, that's for people that like to grind, and if you want to do these side quests, there's people that want to do side quests. I mean, I think if anything, Fallout kind of placed a little bit of that. I mean, there wasn't really much of grinding that you had to do. It was just like you found enemies, you killed them to level up.
Yeah, like as these long journeys like progress, like then you're able to level up along these journeys, and then you don't have to do much grinding because you're just heading towards your destination.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, see, that's fine. If that's a good way of doing it. Like in Elder Scrolls games, you have to traverse this long field or whatever. But on the way, you fight a lot of enemies, and by the time you reach the town, you're at the proper level or around the proper level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fine with that. You don't have to go, hey, look at this bush. If I wave my nuts in the bush, I'm pretty sure I'll encounter an enemy and fight it for about 4 fucking hours. Just.
Yeah, two experience points. Because you got 2 balls on my bush.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I definitely can side with you guys on. Like, I definitely understand where you guys are coming from on this, but because Dark Souls, I feel like it does it in an interesting way where it's like, yeah, the numbers kind of matter, but they also kind of don't. You know what I'm saying? There's still that element of skill that can definitely make it just feel like the numbers are just like, you pull through it.
Yeah,
I don't know about
efficient.
that. I feel like numbers, equipment, and skill all play a big part in Dark Souls, especially equipment. Equipment plays a big part in just fighting, PvP. Because player versus enemy, I mean, you can get through Dark Souls 1 on, level 65 at the lowest. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a little harder, but you could do it. Like, if you're doing PvE, there's guys at, beyond level 200. And if you're at level 60, you're going to get murked. I don't care who you are.
Well, I mean, on later playthroughs of that game, dude, it's no joke on PvE.
No, obviously, but I'm just saying, the thing is, though, when I beat Dark Souls, I beat it, I was on level 102, because I took my time and leveled up a lot. And then when I went through my second playthrough, I flew through it because I was just so overpowered in the beginning, and I grinded again at Alorlando, whatever you want to, however it's pronounced. Anyway.
Norlando.
There you go. Just tongue twisters right now. Sorry, I'm suffering allergies right now, so my tongue's a little swollen. So I get like that during the spring. Yeah, fucking, I would grind the Silver Sentinels there, and on New Game Plus, they provide a lot more experience. And leveling up is so much easier. So when I got up to Norlando, I progressed 30 levels in under 8 hours. It was just ridiculous. And then I just flew through the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think Tokyo has a point though, because it does seem like the numbers don't matter. If you don't pay attention, you're really gonna be like, oh, the numbers matter. But if you do pay attention to that kind of stuff, there's people I've noticed in Dark Souls, and hell, even Demon Souls itself. Once they play the game at least maybe 10 or so times with every skill set, whatever, they memorize the enemy patterns, all that stuff. There are people that actually do go through the game with
there's deprived and shit.
Yeah, deprived stats and all that. They just take away these enemies one by one.
Soul level 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's insane, dude. That's hard in itself. I think you you're kind of underplaying a little bit some of the dudes that play just the game single player, because I feel not every game needs to be a meta game, dude. You're a very competitive player, so it's not I'm bashing you right now. This isn't a Hito bash session, but I see where you're coming from, because you're looking at it from a competitive standpoint. Most of the time, you are looking at each game for its competitive value.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, before the single player experience these days. It's not necessarily multiplayer oriented.
Yeah.
It's just the competitive element to it.
Oh no, I totally get you. There's people who do play PvE, but
yeah, exactly.
I know From Software did this game as a PvP type of experience after the game has been beaten. And I'm gonna be real with you, I play this game more offline than I do online, but my character build is for online play. But I still manage to do fairly well. I do rather well on offline, but I also do rather well online, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how viable my character is now with this second patch that came out. I have no idea what they changed this time.
It's not even second, dude. It's the fourth or third.
Really? Because,
Yeah.
like, I mean, like, when I came back, they had, like, this big patch, and, like, the dark root ring was, like, decreased. Like, I couldn't do my ninja rolls without taking away some of my armor and stuff like that now. Because, like, I had, like, the Mask of the Child, which increased my stamina. I had the Grassroot Shield, which also, increased my stamina after I used it. I used a Bandit Knife, and I had, like, an Elite Knight Armor as a chest, and I had, the Havel Gauntlets and leggings, and I had a Havel ring and a dark root ring, so I could like carry heavy amount of equipment with high poise, but flip around like a ninja. And I was a stamina build, so like that online apparently, like back when the game was first out, was apparently really good. But now I'm not so sure because they nerfed the ring, they nerfed a lot of items, they nerfed elemental damage, so now it prorates a lot more.
They nerfed Artorias' great sword, fuckers.
And I don't know what they did now, so like I'd probably just, if I pop that game in again, I would have to check it out. But apparently you're telling me there's some graphical issues, so I don't even know if I want to pop in the game anymore.
No, you should definitely play it though. Like, I mean, I definitely highly recommend still playing it. Like,
But
I
does it
mean,
fuck
you
with
haven't,
the game, though, or is
but
it
you
just-
haven't installed the patch though. Just play it offline before. Make sure it just doesn't install the patch. Just make sure your system's unplugged and everything.
All right,
Just don't install the patch.
All right, so I have to be offline for the patch not to go through.
Yeah.
All right, I can do that. That's
Well, I mean, I'm saying like turn off your like your connection. Like, just make sure it doesn't connect to it.
all right. That's easy.
If you want to actually play it, I mean, you'd have to play it offline, but I mean, that's fine.
That's fine. I usually do play it offline, like I said, but I know what you mean. Like some of these people who take the deprived class, they're able to get through the game on soul level 1, but these guys are like really good. So I get what you mean, but when I was talking about like how it's about equipment and like skill and then the numbers, I was talking about the whole competitive play, because I don't think like someone can take like a deprived level 1 and fight like a maxed out like person online. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but then again, we were talking about two different types of play, which you said already. So.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, man, they need to make like the starting class like differentiate, because like my buddy, he has this beast ass cleric, but guess what his cleric is? It's a fucking tank. Like, I'm just like, that makes no sense. Like, you're a tank doing fucking like Wrath of God, like just pow pow pow, like I'm just like, God, dude, like your character's sick, but this makes no goddamn sense. Like, you're using like the Zweihander like you're like a tank. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should like be a cleric. Like, he should focus on, like, I don't know. There's just nothing. Like, you know what? How does his character differ from the dude that picked the knight?
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Like,
I
there
feel
is
you.
not. Yeah. So I don't know. That's just what I'm saying. Like, the game should actually start doing, like, you know, you pick this character, it's gonna feel this way. Kind of like Borderlands. Like, you know, you pick this character, it's gonna feel like a support character.
Yeah.
Due to their special ability or whatever the fuck, you know, like. But anyway, yeah, dude, I'm excited for Dark Souls 2. That's all I'm really gonna say about it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have too much else to say about Dark Souls 2. As far as RPGs, I mean,
Yeah, because we did discuss about RPGs for a bit, then we went back into Dark Souls. So, I mean,
I feel like there's not really a whole lot to talk about yet. Because, I mean, you know, there's a couple trailers and then 12-minute, you know, gameplay.
yeah, that's about it for Dark Souls 2. But, like, about RPGs now, like, going back to the whole, like, just RPGs in general, like, I don't know. I feel like when you're saying before about Chad, Cody, Brad, and Nick, and Chris fucking popping their
Chris
collars.
Redfield, Chris!
But, like, you know, these kids that had no interest in RPGs, like, I mean, yeah, they're the casual gamers, and you're right, like, RPG is an niche genre. The fact that, you know, it's one thing if Chad, Cody finally saw what Elder Scrolls were like and like, yo, this game looks sick, I want to try it out, and they got into RPGs because the game was like, you know, like traditional Elder Scrolls, like, it, you know, blah 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 whatever, and they checked out Dark Souls afterwards, and they checked out RPGs like Final Fantasy. That's fine, because that's just someone getting into the genre of gaming. But there's a big difference when you change the way the game plays and made it a lot more accessible for new players or whatever, and then Chad and Cody are like, yo man, Skyrim's amazing, if it doesn't
exactly.
If it doesn't play like Skyrim, I don't want to play it. Is Dark Souls like Skyrim? If it's not as if it's too hard, I don't want to play it. Shut the fuck up. Like I cannot like
come on itself or what?
Yeah, like no, honestly, like I work in retail. I advise people games. Like I'll be like, oh, if you want an RPG that's better than like Skyrim, which Dark Souls is better than Skyrim. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're gonna be like, well, Skyrim has drag. Shut up. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. This is my opinion. This is our podcast. This is what we have to say. So, with that being said, Dark Souls is a better game. The fact that Elder Scrolls won Game of the Year before it even fucking came out is just beyond ridiculous. That just means it's a fucking fan contest at that point because fucking Chad Cody, Christina, the whore who plays Call of Duty that says she's a hardcore gamer, we're like, oh my god, this game is like Call of Duty but with swords. I have to play it. Like fuck you. I hate you all, assholes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like as of lately, people. It's just like people. These games don't appeal to. It's just like these weren't the target audience. Like this is like not the crowd of people that were buying these games prior to, you know what I'm saying? Like this franchise being around. Like shit. The fact that Resident Evil, like, I mean, that's another game, you know what I'm saying? That's a niche genre. Niche genre games don't typically sell that much.
Mm-hmm.
There's some that
hence the name being called niche genres.
Yeah, and I have no problem with, like, the fact that, like, everybody, share the love or whatever. But when you're actually sitting there and you're not confident enough in your own game to stand on its own 2 feet and you're just going to change the fucking game completely, that's when I have a problem, and that's basically what's happening to everything.
You know what I just thought of?
It's not even like a good change. It's a lobotomy.
You know what I just thought of in my head real quick?
What's that?
Silent Hill 4.
Yeah.
But as much as I love that story, not to get off track again, but like, yeah, they weren't comfortable. Like that's just a good example because like they weren't comfortable with their game, so they had to slap the Silent Hill title right on the game and change the story up. I mean, in terms of characters. But going back to what you said about comfort and stuff like that, you can continue.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what it came down to, man. It was just they need to, I just wish they were more confident, man. Like,
I mean, this is the thing, and I quote Tokyo, look here. No, like seriously, like he's saying, if a developer is not confident, or better yet, if a developer has to second guess how his or her game is gonna do, out in the market, then stop right there. Don't even bother making the game because it's just gonna fuck up overall.
You seem so threatening because you have a Jotaro avatar with his finger point out, so you went stop right there. I felt like you were Jotaro and you were just like stop right there.
Yeah, well, listen up.
But yeah, continue.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm just saying, if you have to second guess, the sales figures of your game, then you should just probably stop right there, forget the game, just don't even worry about it. Like, just come back to it another time.
I want to say come back to another time because certain games, like, these publishers demand a release date. But, like, I get what you're trying to say, but I feel like if you have to second guess your game, you need to get with your development team, go back into the actual meeting room and get back to square one. And, get some more brainstorm some more ideas.
People, yeah. That's what it's like.
Talk to the fans.
Like, talk to the fans or freaking the people in office that have like these balling ideas, but you keep pushing them aside.
Yeah, man, you don't have to fucking sell out like Bethesda did. Well, yeah, like Bethesda did. But you know what? Speaking about sellouts, BioWare.
Oh.
Some of that ass defect, like.
That's a shame. I don't feel like it was BioWare's fault more than it was just EA just like putting it on him, dude. They just put it on him, dude. They stripped that company of its soul. Like, I just imagine like a Shang Tsung type situation happening where he's just like, your soul is mine. And just like fucking just soul sucked BioWare of every ounce of joy, creativity, and just like morals.
The EA CEO was just like, your soul is mine, and transformed into one of the workers at BioWare, one of the creative teams.
Look here, they came up with one of the most ambitious fucking games since Deus Ex, dude. Like, I mean, I might not have been the biggest Mass Effect fan in the world, but I respect it. It was a series that I actually did respect, at least. Like, I never really, like, dogged on it until, like, 2 came around. Like, 2, I was just like, you people are excited about Gears of War with fucking experience points. Okay. Greatest game ever made. Oh, yeah. You get dialogue wheel? Oh, greatest game ever made. Okay, people. Look here. Oh shit! That happened again, didn't it? Look here. Okay.
3 times, if I'm correct.
Yeah, man, it's been more than that. Shit, it's been real business tonight. Okay. But with that said, with Mass Effect, even with all its dialogue choices, I mean, the fact that they didn't even keep the promise of having, like, basically this dynamic ending, I know some people will be like, well, what did you expect? I mean, dude, look. No, look here, man. The fact that you're just, like, literally not even, like, trying to think outside the box of what is possible with the game, you're trying to think of what is doable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I've seen people break fucking just my way of thinking, dude, as far as, like, what could have been possible with games. We've seen it happen in many games. But, instead of choosing to go down that route, I just felt like they took, like, I don't know, an easy route,
Like, Mass Effect 1 was so good. It was like a spiritual sequel to Knights of the Old Republic. You know what I'm saying? It was
originally that was supposed to be, like a Star Wars game, but, the not having a license for it or whatnot anymore, so they just changed it to Mass Effect.
Yeah,
but
it was a great game.
To reward players that kept up, fans of that series, I feel for them, dude, because it's like, they waited so long for that fucking last game, dude, and then it's just like, not only are they seeing, like, the gameplay, like, just getting, not to say that 2 didn't have improvements in gameplay, but, they dumbed down a lot of things, too.
Like, exploration was a big one. Like, I hated how you couldn't explore the galaxy anymore. Like, I was like, wow, really? Like, this is fun. I loved, how I can just go to planet after planet after planet after planet after planet and just, do what I gotta do, like in KOTOR. And this one was just like, oh, streamlined. Here you go.
Oh, the surveying, and like the Mako stuff from the first one. Mako in the first one, and the surveillance thing. I mean, I guess that one can be like more like, which one you prefer, like a toss-up. But I felt like it was just like they were starting to shift more into like the gunplay shit. And I mean, obviously the third one was basically like Gears of War with fucking dialogue wheels and then 3 flavors for the ending.
Yeah.
The ending was legit. Oh, pick your favorite color out of the Crayola box. That would be your ending. It all
You know what I'm saying? There are more fucking options in a crayon box than there is Mass Effect endings. There are more choices of flavors at Baskin and fucking and Robbins than there are Mass Effect endings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people, this is a game that had a long time, and this is a long-term ambitious project. Now, this isn't some shit that just happened within, like, just the 5-year span. This is something ambitious that they were planning out. And over time, like, just look at the games, dude. Like, it's like seeing a game slowly, like, do, like, this Benjamin Button type shit. Like, I don't know. It's just, it blows my mind. Like, I don't know how people are just, like, completely satisfied with that ending.
I gave up on the game with the Mass Effect 3 demo. Because, I mean, all right, whatever. Eat a dick, everybody. Oh, well, it's a demo. It's not a full product. Okay, well, if it's a demonstration...
Oh, God. This fucking argument. Oh, my God.
Yeah, no, dude, if it's a demonstration, the demo's supposed to demonstrate me wanting to play a game and me wanting to buy it. If the demo if the demo is ass, then I'm not going to buy the game. And for those saying, well, you should spend the $60 and try out the game anyway, I'm like, okay, how about you buy the fucking game for me?
Yeah.
And if you're not, then you can just suck my fucking cock because I'm not going to give the game another try.
Yeah,
thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. I mean, like, this is my thing. When I tried in the demo, I didn't even play the game because if the game sits there and opens up, like, okay, what do you want? New game? Yeah. Easy, medium, hard. Fuck it, medium. How do you want to play the game? Like a first-person shooter? And I was like, I'm gonna quit. Like, if the game is giving me an option to play casually instead of the way the game should be playing, like the last 2 sequels, I don't even fucking play it.
What happened, dude? What happened, man? Like, I mean, like, look, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. I mean, 1 was really good. 2, people like, wasn't made by BioWare, it's made by someone else. It was still a good game. You had Jade Empire. Jade Empire was so fucking good. Dragon Age 1 and Mass Effect 1, they were great. And then freaking Dragon Age 2 comes out, and Mass Effect 2 comes out, and Mass Effect 3 comes out, and Old Republic comes out, and it's just shit after shit after shit after shit. And then funny enough, after Mass Effect 3's release, where the game dropped down to $30 after the first month, may I remind viewers that, yeah, that was legit a universal sale from EA.
Let's not mention the shoehorn fucking multiplayer mode and the fact that Old Republic right afterwards just went free to play and shit.
Yeah. There was an interview with BioWare developers, and it was broadcasted on my job's little display, and they go, "Do you guys agree with the term that everything BioWare touches is gold?" And then there's a slight pause, and he has to think about it for a second. Like, he's just thinking about all the failure projects they've created in the past couple of years. Like, how the fuck do I answer this?
He was like,
and
oh
then
God,
he's just like, well, we try to please the fans. And then he goes on this tangent about how he likes fans or whatever. And I'm just like, you didn't fucking answer the question. You avoided that shit like the plague.
Dude, they were like, it's like he knows or something.
It's like, damn, he knows our games are ass. Let me try to derail this question. But yeah, man, I mean, like, for those out there who like Mass Effect 2 and 3, that's fine. If you like Mass Effect 2 and 3, that's cool. Like, one of my good friends, Luke, he loves the Mass Effect series. He loves the storyline. And, like, he goes, you know what? I don't mind the change in gameplay. I don't mind this. I don't mind that. I call him crazy, but you know what? He's a friend of mine. I'm going to respect his opinion because he's a friend of mine, you know? I'm right, like, I'd personally rather get fucked by a 6-armed orangutan than play Mass Effect 3. I'd rather be strapped down and be forced to watch fucking 2 Girls 1 Cup while someone's trying to shit in my asshole than play Mass Effect 3.
It's just gross.
All right, man. Now you had me at orangutan. I'm just gonna be like, fuck it, I'll play it. It's a fucking game. It's not gonna kill me.
Yeah, well, it will just kill your fucking love of anything, man. Playing, like, see, with me, when I play shit after shit after shit, it's like the same thing where if you get up and you keep trying and trying and trying and trying again and you keep getting the same outcome, after a while you're just gonna give up. Like, I have no hope for gaming at the moment, except for the few gems that are coming out. Back in the day, like PS1, PS2 era, Super Nintendo era, when I was growing up, I'm like, ooh, this game's coming out, ooh, that game's coming out, ooh, this game's coming out, ooh, a new Mega Man, ooh, new Castlevania, ooh, new Resident Evil, ooh, a Silent Hill game, ooh. But now it's just like, oh, generic first-person shooter. It's brown and gray.
I just don't have
generic first-person shooter. Oh, has a cool idea, but it's probably going to be linear. Oh, look, an action game. It's probably going to play like a God of War clone. It's a God of War.
Oh, Revengeance.
Oh, Revengeance. Yeah, cheesy one-liners, bad action cutscenes, and really terrible physics and cutscenes.
Dude, but it's Metal Gear.
Yeah. Oh, let's not even, like, we can go on a whole episode talking about Metal Gear Solid fans and how they are just, like, they think, like, it's, like, God jerked off in their mouth. We're going to do that in a separate episode. I don't want to talk about it here. So
I don't know, man.
Hey, I really do like Metal Gear Solid as well, but it's just like, yeah, I know what you mean. I just can't stand, like,
fanboys.
Yeah, for real, dude.
The thing is, we have our fanboy moments. I mean, let's be real. I mean, you love Mega Man, and I love me some Silent Hill.
Yeah, but I can definitely tell you about fucking what Mega Man's good and what Mega Man's bad
I
at.
can tell you
know what
what
I'm saying?
Silent Hill's good and what Silent Hill's bad at. You know what I'm saying?
Because shit, I praise the shit out of, like, the first 3 X games, but, like, at the same time, I will tell you, we'll get into that the next episode, because we're gonna be talking about fucking. I ain't gonna say it now. Yeah. But we're gonna talk about some shit, okay? But
I don't know, man. I mean, I wouldn't have any hope in walking after that orangutan. Oh shit, we're on a new. This is a different topic. Never mind.
This orangutan, man.
No, but like I don't know. It just these just saying these clones of the same game coming out, trying to appeal to casuals or whatever, and it's just disappointment. That's a disappointment. That's a disappointment. I just don't look forward to anything anymore that's not like I don't know. It's just I just don't look forward to a lot of things. Like I'm looking forward to Dark Souls 2, obviously. I was looking forward to Borderlands, but like so many good games are so few and far between. It's hard to like get excited about. I mean, that's just me though. I'm just a bummer.
Yeah.
I'm just still stuck at orangutan jizz, man. I'm like what the fuck? I'm lost there. Like, oh wait a minute. You'd rather get butt fucked by 3 orangutans.
No, one with 6 arms. You weren't paying attention.
Oh, one with 6 arms. Oh, damn. Well, I don't know. I guess the butt fucking just caught me off guard. I was like, man. But anyway, back to the game. Orangutan gives no fuck. I mean, no, like Mass Effect 3, it sucks. Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh yeah, and then they made
game.
downloadable endings to Mass Effect 3.
Really?
That when my friend, the ones to make up for the shitty ending that they had, and apparently when my friend was talking to me about it, they sounded exactly the same as the original 3, just told differently.
I think I read about that. Like, all they did was basically just throw in a few extra cutscenes and just still had the same convoluted ending.
Yeah.
That's
and
funny.
fans were just
basically, yeah. Okay, you remember that You remember that fucking turd we gave you? Well, guess what? We put sprinkles and whipped cream on that bitch. It's just like, what? That's still a piece of shit with fucking sprinkles now and whipped cream.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like the endings are just conversations that happen right before the big finale.
Yeah.
I love how there was like a cybernetic like ninja dude in that game too. That just
was it Raiden?
No, it wasn't Raiden, but it was just like some cybernetic Zorro looking dude, and he was just basically. I mean, he was literally a plot device, or Deus Ex Machina or whatever, plot MacGuffin. Just like one of them, like, he was just one of the motherfuckers that, like, just show up and just ninja kicks everything. Ninja kicks the plot. Like,
Stuffing.
he just fucking, oh my god.
Yo.
Man, he sure you can that shit.
Now, for the viewers out there that are listening to this podcast, you're probably thinking, well, they just talked about a bunch of Western RPGs. These guys are probably a bunch of weeaboos who only appreciate old Japanese games that come out. Fuck Final Fantasy 13. Fuck
dude,
that game.
You ain't even play it. You just heard it from word of mouth. And dude,
I don't even give a fuck. I've seen enough gameplay.
No, you don't need to play that. You don't need to play it. I don't. People, look here. You know what made me lose faith in gaming and why I haven't spent 60... Okay, do you understand that Final Fantasy 13 is the last game I ever spent $60 on? Why is that? Huh? What's that? Oh, that's because that game's a piece of shit. Alright, look here. Man, that was the worst fucking game I've ever played, dude. I swear to God. I mean...
Look here.
And the worst part is, I do kind of have to talk about it because it's an RPG episode. Fuck! You guys got me trapped, dude. But
I think you trapped yourself on that one.
Final Fantasy 13. Not only is that a bastardization, there's so much I can go into about this game, dude, that's just wrong with it. The story is completely convoluted. It can be a simple story, but they chose not to do it. It's a game that's all about graphics and just showing off shit and selling off the name. Nothing else. And I know fanboys will be like, oh, well, did you play 10-2 or 13-2 or whatever the fuck? Look, man, you fucking botched one thing. You botched so many things in a row, dude. There's no fucking turning back for some people.
Don't you fucking hate, sorry to cut you off, but don't you hate the people who are like, man, if you hated the first game, I know the first game sucked, but you gotta play the sequel, it's good. If I don't like the first game, what makes you think I'm gonna waste my time and play the sequel? Like, what the fuck? Like, my friends tried to do that with me with Shadow Hearts. Like, I hated the first Shadow Hearts. That game was just fucking, just so fucking bad. Like, it was just, like, one of the worst RPGs I ever played next, like, I can't even say next to Final Fantasy 13, because I've only seen people play it, and I'm like, okay, there's a big difference between you playing it and you watching it, but if I'm watching people going into a straight line for 80 hours, I'm pretty sure if I played it going for 80 hours in a straight line, I'm going to have the same fucking opinion, so that's the only exclusion for this one. But Shadow Hearts is the worst RPG series I've ever played. The first one, at least.
Yeah, I know.
And people are like, oh, Shadow Hearts 2 was amazing. Okay, does it happen after the first one? Yeah. So you're telling me I have to get the story of the first one to play the second one? Correct. What makes you think I'm going to do that? Oh, just skip it and play the second one. I'm not going to play a sequel, a series, if the first game or the first two games were ass. That doesn't make any sense to me. If it's like Final Fantasy where the storylines don't go with each other, you can just play whichever fucking one you want, then yeah, I'll play the next game. But if they go into each other, I'm not going to fucking bother.
I think they're just grasping for straws at this point to fucking, like, find something good about these games, dude. Look, man, if you like Lightning or whatever,
go back. No. Go back into your rant. I want to hear as much shit spew out of your mouth as right now. Go.
All right.
Well, let's have it.
All right, bitches. Get ready for the fury. Yeah, the rage. All right, dude. About to stir the lake of rage right now. All right, Final Fantasy 13. The fact that the tutorial section, that's like basically the whole first half of the game, is ridiculous. Don't even try to tell me that, oh, well, the game opens up after like 20 hours or so. Wait, you talk to fucking rocks and then do a bunch of side missions where you just kill bullshit? Fuck that, dude. Okay? Just making a bunch of mini-bosses on a fucking open, empty-ass field. I mean, dude, that is not fun, okay? There's a difference, but look, Final Fantasy VII is a better fucking game than that, and I don't like Final Fantasy VII that much. Is it the worst game ever made? No, it's not. But Final Fantasy VII has a shit ton of flaws, and I think, in all honesty, like 4, 5, and 6 surpassed those, and those came before it. You know, but I digress. What I'm trying to talk about with 13 is such a digression from what made Final Fantasy games even good, or even concepts of what a turn-based RPG is. It just fucking throws all that out the water. Why? Making the game play itself? That's ridiculous, dude. Like, literally, whole time, auto battle, X. Oh, well, you can actually pick your options. No, fuck that. You don't have time to do all that. Every once in a while, you'll have time to actually pick a command. No, dude, and the paradigm system, that's an illusion of fucking death. That's what I call it. There is too much left brain, right brain shit going on. Don't tell me it is fun. It's just scatterbrain. It's fucking just too much going on. And the worst part is the cutscene you have to control, like, basically. It's like, it involves you in the game just enough to fucking piss you off and doesn't let you play just enough to piss you off. So it's just, it's an annoying game to play, man. Like, it's one of those things, I don't want anybody to play it, but on the other hand, you just have to experience it yourself to understand just how bad it is. Don't get me wrong, the CGI is amazing, but I'm not buying a fucking video game to watch some beautiful cutscenes, man. I'm a gamer, you know what I'm saying? I want to play the game. I mean, I just don't understand. And the fucking people act like the new level up system, like the Crystarium system, is all innovative shit. No, it's not. It's basically the Sphere Grid. Dumb the fuck down. Watered down, just watered down version of Final Fantasy X's like Sphere Grid system. It's literally just like, oh, you can only pick this ability, and occasionally you can branch off and, like, highlight 2 on this side and then just keep going along the path. It's a stupid system. Unmemorable characters. Oh, let's not talk about the fucking black dude with the fucking afro and the piece of chicken in his fucking hair. They call it a chocobo in the game.
Dude, it was the most racist character. It's more racist than freaking Mr. Popo. Like, that is some racist shit right there.
I mean, this guy, it's just like, you got a black dude, like I said, with a fucking afro, dancing around with fucking 2 guns, golden guns at that, because, you know, a nigga just loves gold, shiny things. Man, fuck you, Square Enix. Look here, had him dancing with 2 of these fucking guns. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, yeah, fucking dancing around shooting his guns and shit with a fucking piece of chicken in his hair they call a chocobo in the game. And then just the icing on the cake. His son gets captured and he's a bad father. It's just like, oh my goodness.
Oh wait, you forgot to mention his son looks just like him.
Oh my, no, he looks like fucking Gary Coleman. The son looks like Gary Coleman. It's ridiculous. I'm just like, And that infamous quote, oh, you think everything's all sugar and rainbows? Fuck you, man. Come on. Like, Square, from here on out, they're in size. You don't get a third strikeout. You just need to stop making black characters. You can't. You lost your privilege to fucking make a black character. I'm sorry. You're fucking terrible at it. You are not culturally inept to be depicting black people in a video game because it's just so fucking stereotypical and like kind of borderline racist. Like,
oh no, here we go again.
I'm not insulted personally, but I see this shit and I'm just like, that's absurd. Like that's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But
yeah, I'm looking at a picture of him now, and it's like
it's ridiculous.
If Muhammad Ali and James Brown had a kid, I mean, because you said he was dancing, and I'm looking at a video of him dancing, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally James Brown.
He's just like float like a butterfly, sting like a
Yeah, I mean, all they gotta do is just sit there and play. Yeah, all they gotta do is sit there and play Brick House while he's sitting there dancing his tune and shit.
Yeah, all that shit.
Oh my god. Oh man. Yeah. That's.
I don't know, man.
I mean, like you, entitled to your own opinion. I mean, Kenji will think differently, but.
Man, you know what? People are gonna get butthurt anyway, you know. But I mean, you just gotta live and learn, man. Just whatever, dude. Just fucking bygones be bygones. I mean, everybody's different. It's not like I'm gonna start fucking World War III, you know,
or Final Fantasy 13.
You know, over a different opinion, just for that matter. I mean, shit, like, I don't know, man. Sorry to get all like philosophical and stuff, but I just feel like people. You know, yes, there's gonna be things said from other people that you don't want to hear, but like, I mean, just let it go, man. Just, yeah. I mean,
there's Final Fantasy. Why hasn't it ended yet?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just whatever, dude. I mean, over a fucking video game, I'm not gonna hate somebody over opinion over a fucking video game. I mean, hell, I really don't care for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. One of my good friends, you know what I'm saying, he's fucking good at it and he plays it all the time. Like, I mean, you know, shout outs to Static Alpha. But, yeah, man, like, I'm just saying, like, you know, he's, you know, he likes playing a game that I don't really care for, but I still respect it, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, man.
Yeah, like.
You know, people get butthurt too easily, and especially fanboys. That's when you really start. That's the people you got to deal with these days. I think fanboyism is worse than it's ever been, dude.
Oh, dude, like my friend, one of my friends, is a Resident Evil fanboy. Like he really likes 6. I mean, for the viewers are like, oh, why is he always making Resident Evil comparisons? Like, is he really that butthurt over 6? Yes, and kinda.
You can't really complain about something like that. Like, really, I mean, this guy's coming in playing all the first, you know, the good ones.
The thing is, though, like, I can complain about it because, like, he's a blind fanboy, and I realized what it was. Like, he loves Leon, right? Now, here's what I'm getting at. He loved 4. He's like, yo, Leon's so cool in this, blah blah blah. I want to get on my knees and suck his dick. Probably, I don't fucking know. And 5 comes out. Hated 5. I hated 5. We argue together. Yeah, this game sucks. This game's ass. Operation Raccoon Shitty comes out. He likes it for some reason. I'm like, wait a minute. This game's ass, though. Yeah, but I really liked it. Blah, 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 blah. And then Resident Evil 6 comes out, which is worse than 5's gameplay, and he falls in love with it. Why? Because I found out he liked it because Leon was in it, and Leon was also in Operation Raccoon Shitty. He is a Leon fanboy. And that's like fanboys like that saying a game is good just because of one fucking thing, and the game automatically just fucking it just redeems itself. No, it doesn't. The game still lasts.
I agree with you. I was thinking the other way, where it's like if somebody else that's new to the series, like 6, complains about somebody else that has been playing the series.
Yeah. No, it's like Final Fantasy fanboys. how they all like 7. 7 is apparently the best one ever. Like, oh, 7's the best one. Nothing is better than 7. I'm like, I can name 4 Final Fantasy games that are better than 7 off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion, though. But like when they try to fucking, because its reason it's good is because Cloud and Tifa and Aerith and Sephiroth. It's like, no. Fuck you, all right? Cloud's a bitch. Tifa's a slut. Aerith is a dumb whore. And Sephiroth is just a mama's boy. Like, I like FF7, but like it's not the best one in this series. 4 is better, 5 is better, 6 is better. Actually, 4, people love or hate it because like nothing really happens in that game. You know what I'm saying? But like it's still a good game. 5 is better, 6 is better. Fucking 10 is better. I enjoy 12. People like, you like Final Fantasy 12? Yeah, because it brought something different to the fucking table. It wasn't the same old, hey, I'm a main character with spiky hair. I'm either male or female with spiky hair, and I have amnesia. Like in every fucking Final Fantasy game that's ever been released. You know what I'm saying? Because like everyone's like, oh, I lost my memory. 12 was about war and politics.
And it took place in the same universe as Tactics.
Yeah, so like you got to revisit old cities and shit. So like it brought something new to the table. I mean, yeah, the gameplay was something that people had to get used to, and it was a very big open game, so there was a lot to a lot to explore and shit.
It was a huge departure, but it was a bold departure. At least they tried new things, like you said.
Yeah, like, they're one of those games where they actually tried something new because they wanted to try something new, and that, to me, was the last good Final Fantasy game. Wasn't a big fan of 11, but if you're into MMOs, yeah, sure. 13, after seeing all that gameplay footage and having heard you rant about it for like 80 times before this podcast, I'm never going to try it. And I'm never going to try 13.2 because everyone's like, oh, they go back in time and do this. So what you're telling me is 13.2 is a ghetto Chrono Trigger.
No, it's Chrono Trigger where they condense it into a DVD menu.
Oh, okay.
and then you get to see fucking Lightning's sister running around with some skanky ass outfit on. Look here, man. It's like, well, actually, I'm just kind of like, you know what? How is that a bad thing? It just means that there's gonna be like more half naked chicks at fucking anime conventions. I'm just kidding.
Like
but that bullshit aside, show me your titties. I was gonna say, just in general with Final Fantasy. I've been done with that series. I mean, I feel like they had a chance to kind of put it in a good light with Type 0, or Agito as some people remember it, the PSP game, if they released that here in some shape or form. And then if they actually did, Versus 13's never happened, so I don't even fucking care. I'm just saying, Final Fantasy's basically dead to me, dude. Like, I don't know. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I never really cared for the series. I mean, I don't really play any of the games. I've seen them, and before you start getting on your computers about calling us fags because one person doesn't even know about the series, I do acknowledge that there are good games in the series, but I just don't care for those kind of JRPGs in general. I mean, if somebody was like, hey, you want to try this out, I'd be like, sure, why not? But it's not something I'm gonna just run out and buy and own.
Shit, I'll tell you an RPG that everybody... look here. If you haters out there, I don't give a damn. All right?
He's talking to you. You better be looking.
Hey.
Right.
Pokemon is the shit, dude.
Oh, yeah. That game, I am on top of.
Yo, man.
But it's like every other game. No, look. That game is... It's good.
Pokemon is legit, son, okay? And that's why I love Shin Megami Tensei, because not Persona. We're Hito, we gotta get into these boys.
Oh
we
my god,
now,
you just lit my fucking fuse. Okay, anybody out there who plays any Shin Megami Tensei games and only plays Persona 3 and 4 because it has fucking pocky anime cutscenes, fucking J-pop, you can suck the biggest, fattest, blackest horse cock, choke on it, and fucking die. Because there's so many fucking times I've been trying to say, oh, you're into the Persona series? Why don't you check out 1 and 2? No, because I can't make friends on Facebook via video game. I can't go to school and do fucking social studies homework. Like, that's a fucking quality in a game that, that's appealing to some fucking people. Oh, why don't you play Nocturne? Literally, I was at my community college and some guy's like, yo, I love Shin Megami Tensei, Persona 3 and 4. Meanwhile, that's the only games he's ever fucking played in the series. And they go, yo, dude, you should try out Nocturne. Nocturne? What band is that? ban? What? Are you fucking kidding me? It's dude, I wanted to fucking pick his ass up, perform freaking like Noob Saibot's X-ray, kick him in the stomach, fucking let him puke everywhere, and throw his ass out the fucking window, dude. I was so tight. Yeah, dude, this shit pissed me off. I was gonna body splash his ass like Doomsday, down 3 that shit. But like, what pisses me off is just like the Persona fans. They are like. The 3 and 4 fans, correction, they're so stubborn because they come from the anime crowd and they refuse to try anything else that does not have anime cutscenes when these other SMT games are so much fucking better. Like,
everything offers something different, but it does piss me off that is like the biggest fan base for Shin Megami Tensei just because of the aesthetic. It's not really because the game's better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the whole fucking school sim thing in 3, good God, that
didn't even just piss me off. It's the fact that you can't control your own party members. Any RPG where I can't control my own party members pisses me off. And you know a game is shit when they release the same game 3 times and in the 3rd revision they go, now you can control your party members. Really? Are you fucking kidding me? That is a terrible marketing.
Sell it to you for full price.
And sell it to you for full price again. So...
fuck
that.
I don't understand that, man. Like, that's another thing. It's just like they just constantly milk the shit out of 3 and 4. I mean, dude, the proof is in the pudding. The fact that both of them are getting like just random fucking games like Persona 4 Arena, the Persona 3 animated series, and fucking just all this random shit, dude. It's just like, okay, what about like Persona like 1 and 2? Like, those actually, what, are the ideas in those games too controversial, talking about New World Order, what, the Illuminati and shit being the villain? No, it's just the world's not ready for it? I mean, I don't know what the fuck it is, dude, but it's like, either that, or at the very fucking least, why don't you move past that and go into Persona 5? Give us some new characters or something. Like, I don't know, man.
For a while, me and you were like Shin Megami Tensei 4, but now that's actually coming out.
Oh my god. And it looks awesome, too.
I know.
It looks
oh my god.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Soul Hackers did just come out, and I still need to pick up a copy.
Yeah. No, GameStop's a lot of GameStop still have it. No one really bought it.
Yeah, but, I mean, Soul Hackers, that's the Cyberpunk, like, release of it. That was a Saturn game.
Never brought to America, and then finally brought to America with translations. Originally, I don't think back in the day they originally had plans to bring it out, because back when Devil Summoner 3 and 4 came out in America, they were released as Devil Summoner 1 and 2.
I've heard, they were originally going to make Soul Hackers, they were going to release it here in the States on the PlayStation, but they had trouble, like emulating it or something, or porting it over, like, due to the, like, hardware differences or something or other. I can't remember. I read something about it, like, they were going to bring it over here, but it's just something got tangled up in between the whole process, so it just never came out until now, so. But... hey, it's out now. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, finally.
I mean, in SMT4, I mean, dude. Oh, I can't wait. I mean, shit. How many years has it been since Shin Megami Tensei 3?
Nocturne came out, I believe, in 2005. Let me check, because I have the game sitting on my shelf right now. Nocturne.
I think it was 2004, 2005. I feel like the original release, not like.
It was 2004. I think it was the same year as the Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
And you know how I heard about this game, man? Because back in the day when X-Play was actually really cool, and so was G4 TV, X-Play had this thing where it was like best RPG of the year. It was Final Fantasy X, 2 other Kingdom Hearts 1 came out around that time too with FF10, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think that was one of the games. I may be making that up. It was Final Fantasy X, 2 other games, and Nocturne. And back then when you're a kid and you only play Final Fantasy, you're like, yeah, Final Fantasy X. And it was like, the winner is Shin Megami Tensei, Nocturne. And I'm like, did this game really be Final Fantasy X? And they're showing gameplay footage of it. I'm like, yo, this game looks amazing. Then I found out to that time when that video was released, the game was already balls hard to find. I actually managed to find a copy at my local GameStop, and it was the only copy that was cheap, because online it was going for $80 fucking. So I told the guy behind the counter, I'm like, listen, I'm like 16, obviously I can't buy this. He goes, correct. Can you hold on to this game, put my name on it, because I've been looking for it for like 2 years, and I have money. I just need to go home, get away from my brother, get home and get it. And I have trade-ins. He goes, okay, perfect. Since they're making a profit off of the trade-in, obviously they probably, they held it aside because, the people were cool there, and plus they get the benefit of having a trade-in come in, whatever. So I traded in my full Xbox, my Nazi Old Republic, and my copy of Tenkaichi 1. I remember that day specifically because I was like, you know what? I love you, Xbox, because of Halo 1, Jet Set Radio Future, although the first one was much better, and KOTOR 1, but it's Nocturne. Go fuck yourself. So I just threw it at them, like, take my damn system. I don't even want it anymore. So I traded that shit in, got Nocturne, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. It's one of my favorite RPGs. Like, the story is just, standard, post-apocalyptic world is kind of caved in on itself, like, engulfed itself in the new worlds on the inside of the sphere or whatever. All these people have been brought back to life, and was basically God has spoken to them, saying, if you can come find me and like best me, you can change the world any way you want. People have turned into demons and stuff like that. And the main character, Hidashira, my name comes after this character, goes out to basically change the fate of the world, and that your idea of how the world should be changes depending on what paths you take, who you align with or whatever. And the main part of this game that makes it so good is just the gameplay, because like Pokemon, you adopt demons, you converse with demons to try to get them in your party, either by bribing them, talking to them, whatever. Those demons you can fuse together to get different forms of demons, different classes, or some of them even level up. So it's like a mature version of Pokemon, except these monsters are monsters based off of folklore and religions.
And
like you have
biblical figures.
Biblical figures. You have, Vishnu.
So I guess for the religious
Thor,
sensitive, I mean, you guys
Unis.
may or may not like it. You might find the themes very sacrilegious.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will say this: it is kind of sacrilegious in the sense that mind you guys, and this is just me being courteous, before you play Nocturne, just understand in Japanese culture they kind of don't really take. They don't really view Christianity too kindly, and you can see it in a lot of older animes even. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of Christian imagery and stuff like that, and even in games fucking Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, you see a lot of a little hidden messages that kind of imply that Christianity's bad or whatever. So that, if you guys are easily offended to that kind of stuff,
stay away from it.
Yeah, stay away from it.
Mainly most SMT games from mainstream, not mainstream, but SMT games in the series are like that. They're very religious, including Persona 1 and 2, a lot of dark undertones, a lot of religious undertones and stuff like that. The thing is, though, a lot of people also get confused about SMT, where it comes from. Funny enough, apparently it was a book, but it was called Megami Tensei. That book was popular, so they made it into an anime movie. And that anime movie did very well, so they made it into two Famicom games, Megami Tensei 1 and 2 Digital Devil Story. And then they wanted to continue that, so they made a spin-off to the main series, Megami Tensei, made Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, for those that aren't super Japanese literate, which is probably most of our audience, Megami Tensei means goddess reincarnation, and Shin added in front of it is true goddess reincarnation. So that's what the name means. It's not just a random name, yeah.
So the spin-off started on the Super Famicom, which was Shin Megami Tensei 1, 2, and If. 1 and 2 and If were part of the main series. They also released Majin Tensei, which is a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei series, another side story. And then more side stories started bringing off of that. It was Devil Summoner. Then we get the Persona series later on. Lost Bible, or Last Bible, whichever it is. Nocturne is Shin Megami Tensei 3, which is part of the main story, main arc of SMT. Then we also get Jack Brothers, which is a platformer side-scroller spin-off thing. Devil Survivor, a bunch of crap, dude. The SMT games are all over the place. But anyone who's interested in playing the series, if you can get your hands on Nocturne and Digital Devil Saga, which is not story, Digital Devil Saga, which is on the PS2 1 and 2. They're both on the PS2. If you get your hands on that, they recently got reprints a couple months ago, so they're really cheap now. Play them. Nocturne has the best gameplay that I've played so far, next to the old SMT2.
Well, it's the most. I'll say this from I'd say Nocturne is more like if you want something more meatier with the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of options. If you want something a bit more straightforward but not Persona, I highly recommend Digital Devil Saga.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a pretty good game. It's a 2-volume series. Volume 2 is a little harder to find, but like you can find it on Amazon for pretty cheap. But that one's a 2-story saga, and it's actually more of a straightforward, but it still has like kind of like the same art style of like Nocturne.
And
Still
just
has
the
a lot of
story,
same
the
concepts.
story is really good. That game actually has a really good story, unlike
I
Nocturne.
honestly kind of prefer that gameplay a little bit more from the standpoint that is streamlined, but I actually prefer like the story and just everything that goes into like Nocturne a bit more. I personally prefer Nocturne as a game more, but yeah, like I feel like Digital Devil Saga is a pretty good start for people as well.
I also want to apologize to the viewers for me talking kind of fast and slurry, like with my mouth being a little swollen. My mouth is kind of dry right now. It's kind of hard for me to talk a bit, so like
Yeah, it's all good, man.
allergies suck, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like me getting my rant off, like I cannot stand the arrogant anime Persona fans who refuse to play anything that does not have anime cutscenes. They've ruined Persona for me. They've ruined Persona 4 Arena, which I mean, the game is very like dumbed down for the RPG fans to play the fighting game, but it's still somewhat of a like I want to say technical, but it's a balanced fighter because the only character you can't win with is Elizabeth in tournaments, so whatever. But like, did you know original versions of Persona 4 Arena had more like technical aspects than Arcana Heart did? Like, it was supposed to be a really technical fighter, and then Atlas was just like, oh, we want to cater to the RPG fans, just stream that down a lot, and then they made Persona 4 Arena like what it is now.
What pisses me off about that game, and it's not like I'm trying to just completely and utterly rip that part of. Okay, fuck that shit. Guilty Gear was the shit. Blaze Blue comes out, and people are like, it's a watered down version of Guilty Gear. Yes and no, but it's a watered down version of Guilty Gear. End of story. Then Persona 4 Arena comes out, and that motherfucker is basically watered down version of Blaze Blue, which makes it watered down water. Fuck that noise, dude.
Diet water,
light water, water light.
Yeah.
Fucking cool, dude.
The reason I go into Persona 4 Arena is because apparently it was a sequel to Persona 4, and like it apparently ties Persona 3 and 4 in the same universe, which is kind of odd.
My beef with it was it looked like a faster it had different gimmicks, obviously, but it looked like it was legitimately going to be a good fighting game. And, regardless, that game still would have sold to Persona fans at the end of the fucking day. They still would have fucking bought the shit, played story mode, and got their fill of it, regardless of how hard the game was or how easy the game was. And then, basically, once them fuckers were done with it, they were done with it, okay? Mm-hmm. And at the end, you had this kind of shitty competitive game.
Yeah. But, which is based off of opinions because some people really like the game, but I digress on that because I don't want to go into fighting games. I want to finish my point on the whole RPG thing or whatever. It's just like they're just going back to the whole Persona argument. They're just catering towards these two fucking titles by making lunchboxes, anime series, anime movies, video game, fighting game spin-offs. It's just they want to focus on this one market, and like there's so much more potential. It upsets me because I'm like a true SMT fan. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the older games and I appreciate the new ones that are coming out. I just don't feel like it's like how Tokyo or some people feel about those bro gamers coming to play Skyrim, and that's it, and that's their only appeal. When people who played Persona 3 and 4, their only appeal was because of the anime cutscenes. This is how I feel. I feel very strongly against that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they were cool cutscenes, but to just cream your pants over it, dude, and just like that actually dictated like how the direction of the series went, kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, man.
I hope like they even like have like a different art style for like the next Persona series. Like
they already said they would, but we'll see what happens.
I don't want them to reuse any characters either. Like, I'm tired of, like, the 3-4 universe.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why they're just letting it cook, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit.
But, yeah, other than that, man, RPGs, man, I mean, like, we have the Tales of Grace's F, apparently, did very well. Like, for those who are looking for, like, traditional, like, Japanese RPGs, Tales of Grace's F is a great game.
And Xillia is right around the corner. I believe that comes out soon.
I mean, For those who are trying to get into RPGs to play, I recommend Final Fantasy VI for a Final Fantasy game. The Kingdom Hearts series, the main series 1, 2, and Birth by Sleep is really good.
Actually, I would like to take this time to announce a few RPGs coming out. So,
go ahead, man.
Release dates on upcoming RPGs for you guys. We got a beat 'em up by Vanillaware. Actually, their new game, Dragon's Crown, is going to have a lot of RPG elements in it. That's going to come out August 6th, apparently. We got Final Fantasy X HD that's going to be packed with 10 and 10-2. That's coming out at some point this year.
Oh, it's finally coming out? Good.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts, and they're both, the games are based on the international version of it, so they will have, like, last mission stuff. They will be the definitive versions. Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix or whatnot, that's announced now for September 10th. That is the final mix version, people. So
of
that
1
is
and 2 or
out.
just 1?
Well, this is just one chain of memories and the cutscenes or whatever.
Of 358 days, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you're going to have at least, like, 2 or 3 games to play or whatever. I don't know. So, like, that comes out, though. And I'm actually wanting to play it for Final Mix, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. But Dark Souls 2, it's coming out sometime this year. We don't know when, though. And then Shin Megami, yeah. Oh, Tales of Xillia. Oh, I think that comes out. Wait, what day is it? I believe August. Yeah, I believe it's August. Hold on, I had to actually check with that. Hold on. But Shin Megami Tensei 4 actually comes out the 16th of July.
And if you pre-order that, you are entitled to special edition right away, like a special edition box.
Yeah, and this goes for Amazon, so you guys aren't missing out on anything.
Yeah, Amazon, GameStop, wherever you can pre-order.
Let's see. Project Cross Zone. That's gonna be hype as fuck.
That game looks dope.
That comes out the 25th of June, and what's sick about it is too early versions of the game. It's gonna be the same price as the regular version, but you get like extra shit like posters, soundtrack, all kinds of cool shit with it. That's for the first run of the game. Tales of Xillia. Yes, it comes out August 6th, so same day as Dragon's Crown. So you guys can have, splurge. Right, right, Fury? Splurge.
And then there's the 2 Disgaea games coming out, the Disgaea 5,
D2.
and then Disgaea T2, which is a sequel to Disgaea 1. D2, which is a sequel to Disgaea 1 storyline.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a nice healthy amount of RPGs coming out, it seems like. That's a good thing, I guess, for RPG buffs. Got a couple traditional ones and a couple heavy hitters in the mix, too. So
yeah. I mean, notice how we didn't announce any of, like, the Atelier Iris games or the freaking Hybrid Dimension games.
Bullshit.
Yeah, we don't do that here. Sorry.
Yeah. Different channel, please. We don't cover... we only cover manly stuff here.
Non-manly, just good JRPGs, not like shitty ones.
Shit.
Yeah. But before we end this podcast tonight, folks, something I want to bring up is something I want to ask both of you guys. Well, Tokyo already discussed it. Worst RPG or RPG series you ever played? I mean, you already said Final Fantasy 13. You just hate that game so much. So, I mean, unless you have something else to add to that.
I mean, I could tell you my favorite.
Well, I was going for the worst, but let's go for favorite and worst. We'll do that.
Alright. My favorite RPG I've ever played definitely has to go to Chrono Trigger. There's not really much to say about that because, I mean, everybody knows about Chrono Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And then the worst one I've ever played, you guys already know about it. So, after my long-winded rant about this piece of shit, so... Yeah, it has to be Final Fantasy 13.
Nick.
Man, it's kind of hard. I don't, because I don't really play a lot. But...
You can play hybrid ones.
No, that counts too. If you want to throw in like hybrid ones like Borderlands, that counts.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Dark Souls would be my favorite.
Yeah, Dark Souls is amazing.
Yeah. Ooh.
The worst. No, I don't even know. I don't know if I've played something.
Diablo 3.
There's got to be one out there, but if I think of it, I'll let you know.
All right, so I've played a good amount of RPGs, man. Like my favorite is gonna be hard because like I still need to play Xenogears. Because I hear that game's amazing. I'm planning on playing it after school's over within 2 weeks, so I cannot wait. But as of right now, it's a tie between Nocturne and FF6, but I have to lean towards Nocturne. Now, the worst RPG I've ever played.
Shadow Hearts.
Ooh, that's kind of hard because it's either Shadow Hearts, man, or Xenosaga. I hate Xenosaga.
Shadow Hearts, dude. The battle music.
Okay.
Dude, the battle music and the voice acting. That's all I have to say.
It's so bad. The voice acting's terrible. Dude, it doesn't make any sense. Apparently this game takes place like, you know what? I'm a wiki this shit, so I don't talk like I'm talking out of my ass. Wikipedia.org. This is how we do it here. We do shit on the fly. Shadow Hearts. I can't believe I'm typing this in.
Dude,
Shadow Hearts.
No, seriously though, with
Wait, I
think this is gonna be your worst game. I've already called it for you.
Yeah.
It's decided. Shadow Hearts is the worst RPG this man's ever played.
I'm getting there. I'm trying to find when this game takes place. Is this game really that bad? It has no year. It just does shit. Hold on. Gameplay. I don't care about gameplay. I want to know the year. Plot. There we go. Bam. Okay. It takes place 1913. 1913, right? Alright, the game starts out, you're on a train, and this motherfucker is apparently wearing jeans and a red t-shirt, because, you know, red t-shirts and jeans apparently were in style in the 1913s. You know, let me just say that. The main bad guy is this old dude in a magician's outfit and a top hat. Alright? You save some bitch. And the game is supposed to have, like, this serious dark atmosphere, but it has this comedic tone to it, where there's a lot of jokes, a lot of like humor being thrown out, and it just doesn't fit with the style of the game. And this girl that you're trying to save is just such a dumb bitch. She's dumber than the girl from Rule the Rose. Like, that bitch was dumb, but this girl takes dumb to a whole nother fucking level. Like, this bitch is like dirt dumb. Like, she's fucking stupid. So like, fucking example, the first level you go into after the whole cutscene about Mr. Old Magician who has fucking arthritis and fucking halitosis or some shit. You get to this first level, and it's a level with cannibals in it, right? So basically, you're standing next to each other, and you hear these guys going, "Oh my god, this girl's flesh looks so tasty. Shut up, man. She won't fall for our trick." And they're saying this out loud. There's no whispering or anything. Like, you know, they're like, it's like the text is there, and you're reading it, and it's not like in tiny little letters and squiggly letters as though they're whispering. It's like in bold fucking letters as though they're screaming it. And she goes, "These guys seem really friendly. Let me go inside." And the guy's like, "They just said they were going to eat you. What are you doing?" And she just walks in, and I'm like, what? And then fucking, you go through this level, and this shitty battle music. Oh my god. This shitty battle music. Now,
you should close out this episode with that battle music, just so people know what it sounds like.
I think I will.
Oh,
This
no,
battle music,
I just jinxed you guys. I'm so sorry.
I'm not gonna describe it now because I'm gonna let you experience it at the end credits for those who do make it to the end and have not gotten offended yet. But it's literally the worst battle music I ever heard. Normally, I don't really complain about music because, like, you know, unless it's like this game's soundtrack or Prince of Persia: Warrior Within. But we'll talk with Godsmack, you know, fucking terrible. But on top of this, it has good gameplay because it revolves around the Legend of Dragoon gameplay, which is the time wheel, which is dope. I appreciate that. That's the only good thing about this game. The only thing that has it going for it. When you're at the end of the level, miraculously you turn into this water demon, unexplained. You beat the bad guys, you save the girl, you go on this thing, you talk to these fucking. I don't like me playing the game. Like, I was so excited because my friend said it was rare and it was good. I was sitting there trying to play it, and I was like, this game has to be the worst game in the world. Like, I can't explain half the shit that was going on because I was just so fucking lost. And you can't call me like, "Oh, Hito, maybe you're just really dumb." I could probably do a 4-hour episode describing Killer 7's plot from beginning to end. So if I can do that, then I'm not fucking stupid. This game makes no sense. Like, this game makes as much sense as, fucking, I'm not even gonna do a joke. This game sucks. This game's fucking terrible.
Hey,
I would like to make one honorary mention game though that I really like. That I don't know.
Wait,
I just really
I'm still fucking ranting. Hold on a second. This game's trash. If you have this game, fucking burn it or sell it because it's worth a lot. And oh, guess who made it? Midway. Oh my god. I'm not even gonna get into that. But this game's fucking garbage, and those people are like, oh, why don't you play 2? 2 is a better game. If I play this shitty game, what makes you think I'm gonna play the sequel? Now, like, Xenosaga is a bad game. This game takes the case. You're right. This game sucks. This game's before I fucking get a nosebleed, just do what you gotta do. Just fucking go. I'm done ranting.
one of my favorite. One of my other favorites. I just gotta say, it's kind of a sleeper hit. It's Parasite Eve, the first one.
Yay! Yes,
That's like one of my other favorites.
Dude,
other
how
than
did I
Chrono
not
Trigger.
mention that? How do I let that slip my mind? Parasite Eve is so good.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, I don't know. I like the horror element. I like the combat system. And believe it or not, that's actually what the Final Fantasy VII team made right after they made Final Fantasy VII, and it's like smashing the shit out of it. Presentation, storyline, graphics, everything.
Yeah, Parasite Eve is really good. Unlike 2. 2 was total ass, but
Two's just, I don't know, man. Like,
not as
we've
bad as
talked
Shadow
about
Hearts, though. Not as bad as Shadow Hearts, but it's pretty bad.
I mean, but it's just the controls are fucked up in that game. It's more like this clunky fucking, like, not Resident Evil clone.
That tries to be Resident Evil, but
Yeah, that tries to be RE with RPG. I don't know. It's fucking just weird. The environments are kind of uninspired. Your dry field, you spend like majority of the game there. The beginning of the game's pretty cool, actually. But it loses its fucking, like, momentum. In third birthday. Yeah, not third birthday, but the third birthday. Fucking just, what's this? Non-continuity? Oh, it's a third-person shooter now? Oh, there's no more magic? And it's got this fucking stupid, like, fucking Matrix Animus type bullshit going on? Dude, fuck that, dude.
you know, going back to Shadow Hearts, I just realized the publisher is Midway. They didn't make it. Some company called Saknoth made it. Well, apparently... I just realized when I said Saknoth. These guys are fucking balls, so the name Sack is in their fucking team name.
Saknoth.
Oh, by the way, I just narrowed it down to 2 games that are possibly the worst RPGs I've
Is it
played.
Shadow Hearts?
No.
Man, that's Sack, bro.
It's between 2 of them. One I think I might like better than the other. Okay, the first one is Orphan, which is spelled like
Yeah,
O-R.
I've seen it. With an E, yeah.
It's based off the anime, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it was a launch title on the PS2 a long time ago. Now it's not that bad. It's just the combat is just unintuitive. Like it tells you nothing. So you're like, what the fuck am I doing half the time? Now the second one, and this is where I'm like, I think I'd rather play Orphan than this one. Dragon Age 2. That is possibly like the most god awful game I've ever played. Like it's not even an RPG. It's just beat the shit out of people. Switch
With the
to
A
somebody
button.
else.
Just
Yeah.
press the A button.
Yeah, like I said before. Hey, you see that shit? Kill that shit. You get some shit, you piece of shit. So I'd rather play Orphan than Dragon Age 2.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
that's a-
Just nothing is more frustrating than investing time into an RPG that's just poorly fucking built and doesn't explain anything. Like, there's a game out there, you know what? I talked to you about this before, and like, I give it props for being different, for trying to do something new to the plate, but Nights in the Nightmare was I did not enjoy that game whatsoever, man.
That was because that game was a clusterfuck. Like, I
It
mean,
was
I
a
like.
clusterfuck of a bunch of ideas and didn't explain itself well, and just the combat was way too convoluted for its own good.
Well, I mean, like that's the problem. Like, it wasn't really appealing to anybody. Like, I like every genre that game was doing. I did not like the genres at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, simply put, like, I love fucking bullet hell shooters, but then it was just like, and I like
Yeah.
strategy RPGs, but I don't like them both in the same game.
It's a strategy game, RPG, bullet hell, shoot 'em up, thing. And
Yes,
like,
people, that's no exaggeration. That's exactly what Nights in the Nightmare is. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
the
Like,
one redeeming quality about the game is the art style. Like, I mean,
yeah, it's fucking sick. Like, the concept and everything's on point, man. It's just that game, though. It's just,
yeah,
It's
it's
like, good
just
luck.
too much going on.
yeah, man. So I guess that sums it up for this episode.
Yeah, we did talk quite a bit on this one, but yeah, I mean, that was a good rant, guys.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Y'all talk.
yeah, we all talked a bit. I mean, Shadow Heart sucks. Now you get to listen to the end credits.
Dark Souls is awesome.
Yeah.
And Dark Souls 2 is going to be even awesomer from what it looks like.
Awesomer.
Awesomer. We're coining that now. Awesome.
Yeah, it's just like how they coined Revengeance.
Revengeance, yeah. Revenge with a vengeance.
Revenge of the Nerds.
That was a
Four.
good movie.
Yeah.
Not the sequels. And that's pretty much what happened here.
But guys,
Yeah.
I just want to do that.
But yeah, so thanks for tuning in again, and we will see you next episode.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoyed our material, and also hit us up on Facebook.
And Twitter.
Yeah, and Twitter.
And like as well, and we will also provide a link to Nick's YouTube page so you guys can check out some of his stuff as well. And Nick, we thank you for being on here.
Yeah,
thanks for having me.
man.
No
Thanks for
problem.
having me.
No problem. And we'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy.
Peace.